So it's a big night here at Cedar Crest, besides, of course, being the Cedar Bowl as well. 44th annual. Cedar Crest leads the all-time series, 27 wins, 15 losses, 1 tie. It was a 0-0 tie back in 1988. Len Knight by my side once again this season. And we'll have more on tonight's game after a timeout. This is high school football on WQIC.
Cornwall Lebanon School District is proud to have graduated almost 16,000 students since 1966. As we begin our 50th year of excellence in education, our commitment to empower students to reach their individual potential continues. Come celebrate our 50th anniversary at the kickoff event at the Cedar Bowl game, September 4th at Cedar Crest High School. Good luck to all Falcon athletes and best wishes for a successful school year to the students in all Lebanon County schools from everyone in the Cornwall Lebanon School District.
Real relationships are built on shared dreams. That's why Good Samaritan picked WellSpan Health as our new partner. We both believe that your goals should be ours. Together, we're building a health system where you are the focus of an individualized care plan. Because a real relationship with your doctor means more than achieving health goals. It gives you the strength to achieve life goals. Meet WellSpan at welllebanon.org.
Hi, this is Nancy Smeltzer with RE/MAX of Lebanon County, representing Woodland Contractors, inviting you to visit Stratford Meadows. Located in the Cedar Crest School District, Stratford Meadows is near South Hills Park, Rails to Trails, shopping, banking, and more. Stratford Meadows on South Lincoln Avenue across from the VA Medical Center. Call 270-8808 or my direct line at 270-4292 for more information. PA 12861.
Dave Oslin that night back at Cedar Crest High School. Old Stadium, a little late, but always great action. The Cedar Bowl to start the season here on Lebanon Broadcasting. The Cedar Crest Marching Band warming things up here before the game. Again, kickoff scheduled for about 8:05 here at the stadium. 44th annual Cedar Bowl. Cedar Crest leads at 27-15-1. We'll get to more in this game. First, the other games across the area tonight. Annville-Cleona is at Victorville, Hilco at Hamburg, Pine Grove at Northern Lebanon, and Palmyra is scheduled at East Pennsboro tonight in the other county games. Now for this one, Cedar Crest is won 3 in a row, Len. Winning last year, 38-24. The year before, 40-24. And the year before that, 67-0. Meanwhile, both teams, though, off a pretty rocky year last year. Cedar Crest did win this game, as mentioned, but finished, of course, just 3-7, 2-5 under brand-new head coach on the year, Rob Wilderson, now in his second year, of course, and Lebanon finished the same way. They lost the opener, but then did win a couple of games, or non-league games, before losing 6 in a row, going just 1-6 in the Section 2, and they were 3-7 as well. So Lebanon like to end a 3-game slide in this series. Plus, of course, they'd like to get off on a good foot, like all teams do in their opener.
Well, depending on how you look at the when you start high school, if you start as a freshman or you start as a sophomore, but assuming you start as a freshman in high school, these seniors this year, they do not want to have lost to Cedar Crest every year, and that's probably one of the big motivating factors for them. Last year, Dave, you said 3-7 for Lebanon, and yet they were just 2 plays away, really, from going 5-5. They lost a tough one to Solanco. They lost to Solanco and Garden Spot. Solanco picked a field goal with about 9 seconds left to beat them in one game, and Garden Spot hit a touchdown pass with 27 seconds left. Lebanon had led the whole game, and then Garden Spot called them and passed them with 27 seconds left. Those 2 plays kept them from getting a 500 season, so they think that they are capable of much better than the 3-7 of last year. And they're going to be some inexperienced, though, a little bit. Cody Kissinger is their quarterback. He's just a junior. Just played 5 games last year, so not a lot of experience. 64 for 119, 921 yards. That's pretty good for 5 games. 921 yards, 6 touchdowns, 6 interceptions last year. They're going to run a no-huddle offense, apparently, this year, which would be a real test It's cooled off a little bit now, but because of the rain, it's still very humid, and so it's going to be a test not only for Cedar Crest defense, but also for Lebanon's offense to see if they can keep up that no-huddle fast pace that they are hoping to do tonight. Mele Cutters, was their top scorer last year, and he's back in the backfield for the Cedars. And you've got the wide receivers of Luke Fearman, and Jeremy Beckley, Alex, and Jonathan Maldonado. They are not related, but have the same last name. And they're hoping that all of those players can be contributing to a better offense than they had last year. And as far as defense is concerned, a little bit of a change for Lebanon is they're going to play, instead of a standard defense, they're going to go to a 4-2-5, which focuses more on the secondary and with a couple of roving linebackers. So we'll see how the Cedars do this year. As far as Cedar Crest is concerned, the opposite in a sense. The seniors this year have always won against Lebanon Cedars. The Falcon seniors have, and so they are hoping for an undefeated career in the Cedar Bowl. And they're being led by, I guess what you'd call the cover boy for Lebanon County for the football season, Evan Horn. We've seen Evan, of course, in basketball. I've watched him do the high jump. I officiate high jumping, Palmyra and the county meets, and I've seen Evan jump and enjoyed watching him jump. But now the gridiron is his stage for this fall. And it's an interesting that he is the cover boy, as I said, I call him, because he's not a quarterback. He's a wide receiver, linebacker, safety. And so while he's going to be a dangerous weapon, he's going to need some help from a good quarterback, and Steve Rhoda is going to be the quarterback. Not a lot of experience from last year, 286 yards passing and 1 touchdown. But I think the key, and I'm not alone in this thought, but according to what I've read, it's the key for Cedar Crest is going to be their offensive line, and it's a very experienced offensive line. They had 4 starters last year that started all 10 games in one position or another, and the folks that we're going to be talking about from the offensive line: Alex Flocken, Brett Balleck, Sam Alvarez, Joe Radakovitz, Garrett DeBean, and Andrew Etter. And those 5 are going to be the key linemen. And if they can give Rhoda protection and they can get a running game going as well, then Evan Horn has a chance to get open and to do some damage down the field. Cedar Crest, next to last in offense last year in the section. They're hoping to improve that this year quite a bit. And they were right in the middle of the pack as far as defense last year, and hoping to do better with Horn. Kind of, I compared kind of Detroit Palomalu, formerly of the Steelers, now retired. Linebacker, but safety. He's going to kind of roam around a little bit and try to key off the quarterback, I would suspect, and try to make his presence felt that way. So should be an interesting season for Cedar Crest. And of course, in Section 1, they've got Wilson to contend with, along with a lot of other good teams. So both teams hoping to get off to a good start tonight, Lebanon and Cedar Crest.
And as far as those defenses go, both gave up in the 30s last year. Cedar Crest, 362 yards a game, 34 points per game. Their first year that they had changed from a 4-3 to a 3-4 defense, a new coach, and I think that takes time defensively too to set in. And Lebanon also was a tough defensive, or not so good defensively, a tough year. Gave up 37 points, 370 yards per game. Now, Bob Norman is the new defensive coordinator, though, and they changed to a 4-2-5 defense, hoping to use their speed defensively to maybe play a more pressurized defense, because they will be relatively smaller in that respect defensively than other teams who like to, normally they've run it down their throats pretty much all last year, but they're trying to maybe nip it in the bud with their speed in the backfield before a guy can really get going. As Lebanon comes onto the field, the far side, in their white jerseys, blue pants, red helmets. Big crowd on the far side. The crowd had to get out of the stadium when the first lightning bolt hit, and they went to their cars for about 45 minutes or so, and then lined up and came back in again. So a crowd that's come back and forth, and Cedar Crest side, of course, packed as well. Cedar Crest makes their way onto this near sideline in all blue tonight, gray helmets trim. Here in the 44th annual Cedar Bowl, of course, the Ed Bartle Memorial Trophy given out to the Cedar Bowl champion each year, the last few years. The Bartle family here again for that one. There'll be a special coin toss as well, and military personnel to help with that coin toss at the center of the field. A couple of the Bartles there, looks like Jeff Bartle and Doug Bartle, and a military member to the center of the field for the coin toss in just a moment here at Earl Bolt Stadium, the 44th annual Cedar Bowl, just a few minutes away. Again, the Lebanon starters will be quarterback Cody Kissinger, junior, running back Malik Hunter, wide receivers Jonathan Maldonado, Shaquille Ortiz, also a basketball player, you might recognize that name, and Alex Maldonado as well will be a wide receiver. Good offensive line. Coach believes it's his best one in 10 years.
Yes,
it's been here. Right. Coach Jerry Yonchik, the head man, 20th year overall, likes his offensive line as well. It'll be the special toss of the coin. And the starting lineup, by the way, the line, Gian Fabian, Elijah Blount, Trevor Armpriester, Lucas Sims, the center, and the left tackle will be Khalik Washington. 6'5", 275 players. The captains now march to the center of the field. Cedar Crest gave us their starters, but they named a lot of starters at each of the positions, so they expect a lot of different players to play. Of course, Stevie Rhoda, the quarterback. We expect Matt Mitchell to start as a running back in tonight's game. The single back as they run that read play, the read offense. It'll be a coin toss now, and we'll see who won the toss.
Tri-captains for Cedar Crest, in addition to Evan Horn, is Matthew Mitchell and Alex Flockett. And for Lebanon, we'll get those in a moment.
Looks like Lebanon has won the toss and elected to receive, so Cedar Crest will kick off. They choose to defend the north goal, the VA Hospital end zone, so Cedar Crest will kick from left to right across our radio dial, and the Lebanon Air Raid offense with the football first here tonight. Among the other starters, we expect Kobe Palanos, Isaiah Trimble to be among the wide receivers, Ramey Ferreira, the big tight end, and that offensive line that Glenn talked about, Garrett DBN, Alex Flocken, Andrew Etter, Brad Bowitz, and Joe Radakovich, Sam Alvarez, Devontae Davis also expected to play in the line as well. So
very quickly, Dave, the tri-captains for Lebanon, don't want to miss them. Luke Fjorman, Gian Fabian, and Lucas M.
So it's the 44th annual Cedar Bowl. Cedar Crest hosting Lebanon this year. Dave Oxlenauer, Len Knighton from Earl Bolt Stadium with a kickoff after a timeout. This is high school football on WQIC.
Hi, this is Jeff from the Lebanon Federal Credit Union. One of America's great innovators once said, "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right." As our high school students start a new year, the Lebanon Federal Credit Union would like to wish you success. Commitment and hard work is what it takes to be successful. While others may come and go, we're still going strong after 46 years in Lebanon County. The Lebanon Federal Credit Union. Local, loyal, Lebanon. Federally insured by the NCUA.
So the cold you've had for 6 weeks hasn't gotten any better? Can't sleep at night because you're all stuffy, and your family physician has recommended you see a specialist for your sinus and allergy problems? Melnick, Moffitt, and Maceros, ENT Associates, have been helping people in the Lebanon Valley with their sinus and allergy problems for 20 years. Let them help you. Melnick, Moffitt, and Maceros, ENT Associates, 927 Russell Drive, Lebanon. Call 274-9775.
Here we go. 4th and 12 from the 15-yard line. 5 seconds left. Mike's Pharmacy down 14-10. The quarterback drops back, fakes to the right, throws to the left. Touchdown! Touchdown! Mike's Pharmacy wins it!
Mike's Pharmacy always comes through in a pinch with professional prescription services. A member of the Medicine Shop family, most insurance cards accepted, free local delivery too. Visit Mike's Pharmacy at 211 West Washington Avenue, Myerstown, behind Fulton Bank.
Your family has a friend at Mike's. Rock 100.1.
The 44th Annual Cedar Bowl about to kick off about an hour later than expected due to a storm that moved through. Cedar Crest will kick off. Lebanon won the toss and will receive at the south end. Blake Fisher, the kickoff man for the Cedar Crest Falcons as we start things, trying to pick up the Cedars. Looks like Jonathan Maldonado, number one of the guys back, and also Hillesheim, I believe that was mentioned. Yes, Philip Hillesheim, 3. So number 2, number 3. The deep end for Lebanon, standing about their 12-yard line. Artificial turf, so I don't think it'll be a factor. Although it did rain hard for a few minutes, but artificial turf drains well and should be good. We'll see if there's any slick turf tonight as Cedar Crest kicks off the Lebanon. The 44th Annual Cedar Bowl underway finally, and Lebanon takes a kick at the 16. They'll bring it up the near side, cut through one man at the 25, and get it out across to the 32. That was the return man, Hillesheim, back straight up the hash marks on the near side, get it across the 30 to the 31. 1st and 10, Lebanon from their own 31-yard line. As first offense of the year, Cody Kissinger for Lebanon will be in the shotgun. Single back behind him is Hunter. 2 receivers either way. Again, the wide side is to the far side here on 1st and 10. Kissinger football, gets a snap, fakes the handoff, and looks deep right off the bat, but he'll be swarmed under back at the 25. Loss of 6 on the play.
Well, they really did swarm, did the Cedar Crest Falcons. They really, Kissinger, he had a little bit of time initially, but then it was Joe Radakovich that made the play, and a loss of 7 on the play.
Like they sent both receivers here in this near side deep. No swing guy, no option guy to bail out to, and that was it. So 3 receivers on the far side this time to the wide side, 1 near side. Hunter directly behind Kissinger in the shotgun. 2nd and 16. He'll go back to pass again. Under pressure, will roll the far side this time. There is a flag in the backfield. Lobs it downfield. Nearly intercepted by the defensive back on the overthrow out near midfield. It'll be incomplete, but there was a flag in the backfield. It's holding against Lebanon.
Yeah, it was Hillesheim that nearly picked it off for Cedar Crest as he nearly, Christian Urban that nearly picked it off, and they, I think, are going to decline the penalty, Dave, make it 3rd and 16 or 17.
The held was deep into the backfield, and it really would have put Lebanon back far, but they're confident with their 3rd and 16, so it will go as an incompletion, the first of the year for Kissinger on that deep ball. 3rd and 16 Lebanon from their own 25. Shotgun Kissinger will run a quarterback draw right up the middle, 25-30, and he's tripped up there. Like he had a slot, a hole for a second, but a good trip up, and he held to just a short game out to the 31.
Yeah, that was Matthew Mitchell that made that tackle, Dave, and I don't know if he would have gotten the first down, but he would have gotten a lot more yardage had Mitchell not made the stop on Kissinger.
So the trip up back at the original line of scrimmage, 4th and 10. Cedar Crest will have to punt the football away. But it is Kissinger that is the punter. Yes, it is. A quarterback, a low line punt down to the 40. One hop taken by Cedar Crest return man. He has a crease across the 40, and he's dragged down from behind, but not before he got out to the 47. His own 47. 1st and 10 Falcons.
Yeah, that was Isaiah Turnbull that made that good return and did a good job of catching the ball in the first hop instead of letting it roll. Good job.
1st and 10 Falcons. Good field position from their own 47 as he handled that skidding punt nicely off that wet turf. 1st and 10. They go in the shotgun as well. Stevie Rhoda in that shotgun. Give straight ahead to the running back who lowers his head. It's Justin Bellarmine who starts at the tailback spot and gets it into Lebanon territory. A gain of 4 across midfield. Gain of 4 for Bellarmine.
Now here's where that offensive line that is hoping to come up big for Cedar Crest. Looks like they're start with a run at least.
Rhoda in the shotgun again. Give the Bellarmine off the left side of Utah. He has the first down and more as he cuts inside the 40. Stone and sweeps to the 35 and finally knocked down at the 31-yard line.
real nice run by Bellarmine, and some good blocking there as he was not even touched until he had been about 5 yards downfield. Picked up 15 on the play. No, they're going to give him 17, Dave.
Now to the 31-yard line, 1st and 10. Initial first down of the night for either team. The Falcons do it. Lebanon territory at the 31. Ball on the far hash now. Single back, again directly behind Rhoda. One single receiver this way, give ahead again. Neutral 25, touchback at the 20, the 15 goes Bellarmine.
He's just running at will right now, Dave. Got about 16 on that play. I think they're going to call it about 15.
Yeah, just outside that 15-yard line, 15 and a half, if you will. 1st and 10 for the Falcons. Deep in Lebanon territory, just 2:20 into our ball game. No score. Rhoda shotgun, Bellarmine behind him. They kind of a mix-up there, and Rhoda forced to keep it and will lose back to the 20.
I'm not sure whether that was a handoff that just didn't connect, or he was looking for some kind of a quarterback draw, but whatever it was, just didn't work, and lost 4 on the play.
He kind of looked right, and Bellarmine went left, so one of the guys were the wrong way. So instead of a gain on the play for the first time tonight, they've lost back to the 20. It'll be 2nd and long 14 for the Falcons from Lebanon territory. It's Horn in the shotgun. He will give the handoff. And Horn in the shotgun. They said he might play some quarterback this year. He gave the ball off, though, to Bellarmine, and the best he could do, get down to the 17. So good reaction by Lebanon that time to hold him to just 3 yards. It'll be 3rd and 11 for the Falcons from the Cedar 17. No score as Rhoda back in there. I think Rhoda flanked out wide on that play. I didn't see where he went. Horn is in the backfield again this time, but as a right halfback with Rhoda. Bellarmine, the tailback, will get the goal off the right side. Looks like a first down to the 10. Dives ahead there. No, I think it'll be short of the first down as he just got tripped up just inside the 10-yard line. Give him 7 on the play for Bellarmine, who's carried the ball 5 times already, but it sets up a 4th down.
46 yards and 5 carries for Bellarmine, and it is 4th down. I think they should go for it, Dave. They're deep.
Yeah, just inside the 10. It's like 4th and 3, maybe? Long
I'd say 3. About 4th 3. Yeah, it's a long 3, I think. You're right.
They get down to just about the 5.5-yard line, so 3.5 or so. Rhoda in the shotgun, ball in the near hash. 2 runners in the backfield. He goes long count. Lebanon jump. Did they go into the neutral zone?
I think so, Dave.
Like they did. That's the oldest trick in the book, but they caught him. You go long count there when you need short yardage, and they get their 3rd first down of this opening drive as Lebanon jumps into the neutral zone on 3rd and 3, or 4th and 3.
Yes.
So 1st and goal, Falcons from the Cedar 5-yard line with 7:45 to go, opening quarter. First possession of the night for Cedar Crest as Lebanon went 3 and out their first possession. Rhoda, shotgun, give to Bellarmine off the right side. Has plenty of room and a walk-in off this near side. Touchdown, Cedar Crest.
Well, he made that look easy, Dave. And Bellarmine, 50 yards in that possession of the 53 that they got. He got 50 of them on the ground. 6 carries, 50 yards, and the 5-yard touchdown to put the Falcons ahead.
The extra point man will be Zabila Sharifi, a soccer player, an extra point man for the Falcons as he looks to put them up early in their very first drive of the night. A little over 4 minutes in. It's blocked, though. Lebanon bursts through and blocks the extra point, so it stays Cedar Crest 6, Lebanon nothing. 7:39 to go in the first quarter. We'll take a timeout. This is high school football on WQIC.
Cornwall-Lebanon School District is proud to have graduated almost 16,000 students since 1966. As we begin our 50th year of excellence in education, our commitment to empower students to reach their individual potential continues. Come celebrate our 50th anniversary at the kickoff event at the Cedar Bowl game, September 4th at Cedar Crest High School. Good luck to all Falcon athletes and best wishes for a successful school year to the students in all Lebanon County schools from everyone in the Cornwall-Lebanon School District.
Dave Eisenhower, Lynn Knighton at Cedar Crest. Falcons first possession. They march down the field and lead it. Does Cedar Crest 6-0 with 7:39 to go in that first quarter.
7 plays, Dave, and 53 yards. And, of course, one of the keys, that offside penalty on 4th down and about 4 that gave them a 1st and goal. And Bellarmine counted for 51 of those yards of the 53. And they took 2 minutes and 49 seconds off the clock. Real nice start to the season for the Falcons.
Like for Lebanon this time. And Jonathan Maldonado is deep. Looks like Javon Roland is the deep man this time on the near side as Cedar Crest kicks it off. It will be Roland trying to get it, but it will let it bounce right along the sideline at the 11, and then he just runs out of bounds. Not sure about that one. He might have let it bounce out.
Right.
But when he did finally pick it up at 11 right along the sideline, he decided to just run to the 15 and go out of bounds.
Yeah, there wasn't anyone really close to him. He could have scampered up, at least gotten outside the 20, I would think, Dave.
So Lebanon 1st and 10 from their own 15, deep in their territory to start. They went nowhere first time with an incompletion, a sack, and a quarterback draw. Kissinger in the shotgun, 2 receivers either side. Ball the near hash, give to Hunter. No, Kissinger keeps it now, throw it wide to the wide receiver. Good play there, 20, 25 and a 1st down. Out across the 25-yard line. Catch the wide man. Looks like it might have been number 80 out there.
Yeah, that's right.
Jeremiah Beckley. An interesting play, kind of a play I've seen Auburn run where they fake it to the hand. The quarterback starts to run, and right before he gets to the line of scrimmage, he throws it to the wide receiver once everyone reacts to him as if it's a run. And Beckley makes the catch, gets it out to the 29-yard line, so the first completion of the night by Kissinger, a 14-yarder to Jeremiah Beckley. One of the Lebanon players does limp off, though. One of their offensive linemen will have to come out of the ball game. Like number 63 over there will limp to the sideline. Trevor Armpriester, their big junior, 5'11" player. Here's Kissinger, bobbles the shotgun. It's on the field as he bobbled the snap and then headed it to Hunter, but not cleanly. And it looks like number 3 now for Philip Hillesheim is the tailback that time.
Hillesheim.
So they end up losing one on that bad exchange. Struggling offensively early, 2nd and 11 from their own 28-yard line now. They give up the middle, huge yardage, 40, 45, 50, 45, and down to the 38-yard line goes Hillesheim, straight up the gut. Big play, Cedars.
Boy, they sure did get some great blocking for Hillesheim, and he real good speed. Went untouched until he got down to the 38-yard line. Great run.
It's like 34 for Hillesheim after bobbling the first handoff. 1st and 10 Lebanon from the Cedar Crest territory this time. First time tonight, the 38 of the Falcons. Lebanon trails 6-0, 6:35 to go first quarter. Shotgun again for Kissinger. Hillesheim behind him. They give to Hillesheim off the right side. He'll cut it outside, try to use his speed. Will try to turn the corner, cannot. Gets some positive yardage, but can't really get around the end and gains just a couple down to the 36-yard line.
It was good pursuit that time by the Falcons around the corner as Isaiah Trimble and Evan Horn were there to bring him down.
So make it we'll give him 3 yards on the play. 2nd and 7 from just outside the 35 of the Falcons for the Cedars. As they were moving the football here in their 2nd possession of the night. The ball at the far hashes time. 3 receivers bunched to this wide side, the near side. They'll fake the handoff. Now Kissinger will roll away, throw it wide to Beckley again. He'll turn it upfield. Gets spun down around the 30-yard line. Looks like it'll be just short of the 1st down. Down about the 29.
Interesting ball handling by Kissinger. He got the snap and then held the ball out as if ready to hand it off to someone, but there was nobody there. And if he was trying to fool anyone, it certainly wasn't going to work.
It's 3rd and 1. Give off the right side to Hillesheim, but penetration by the Falcons. He won't get the 1st down. He'll even lose a yard back to the 30.
Right. That was great penetration. They really guessed right to the Falcons. There's Evan Horn once again in that linebacker position, and he's creating some havoc there also for for the Falcons, Alex Falcon.
4th and 2, Cedars. They'll go for it from the 30-yard line of Cedar Crest. Trailing 6-0 early is Lebanon. His 44th annual Cedar Bowl. It will be shotgun for Kissinger. Hillesheim behind him. They'll swing it to Hillesheim. It's behind. It's backward pass, though. That can be moved. Cedar Crest scoops it up and runs the other way. 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. I think that's number 20, Mitchell. No, it's 50. 50 it was.
Oh, 50, okay.
I think it's a linebacker.
Okay, that's Jake Kalbach.
But it indeed was. No controversy there. It was a backward pass, and Hillesheim just let it fall to the field after the swing pass. And Lebanon, so that'll go as a fumble.
Right, and Lebanon stopped. They stopped playing, Dave. They just thought it was an incompleted forward pass, and it wasn't because it was a lateral, definitely. And the big return for the touchdown, about 50 yards or so.
I believe it was number 50 that got it. Yes, they're confirming it.
Jake Kalbach.
The point after now by Cedar Crest. They had their first one blocked. The Kalbach, we'll give them about, what, a 65-yarder maybe? The ball was at the 30. It was a pass in the backfield. The kick is up and no good, wide left.
I think it's going to be an adventure kicking extra points again this year, Dave.
We'll sort down how long it was, but it's a touchdown nonetheless for Cedar Crest. And with 4:58 to go first quarter, the Falcons 12, Lebanon nothing. Back in a moment. This is high school football in WQIC.
Several years ago, the Good Samaritan Hospital partnered with WellSpan Health to help recruit a new heart surgeon to the community. Today, we're moving beyond our national award-winning cardiac program to become a full partner in the WellSpan family of health services. With our shared vision of putting patients first in everything we do, imagine what else we can achieve together. Learn more about our new partnership at welllebanon.org.
So we're going to call that a 65-yard scoop and run by the linebacker for Cedar Crest.
Jake Kalbach.
Jake Kalbach alertly there realized it was indeed a lateral and not a forward pass. Yes, never ever any controversy there.
Right, and you don't stop playing until you hear that whistle. And there was no whistle.
Cedar Crest to kick off. It goes to that man roll-on the near side. He'll try to swing it all the way to the other way. Gets to the 25 and to the 30 before he's knocked out of bounds at the Lebanon sideline. So decent return by Javon Roll-on this time. Puts the ball, looks like right at the 30, their own 30 for the Cedars. Now they did move the ball last time, went for it on 4th and 2, I guess it was.
Right?
Yeah, they had a 3rd and 1 and lost a yard. Decided to go for it, and they decided to go for a swing pass. Interesting call there, 4th and 2.
Yeah, that was a strange call.
So it's Kissinger's shotgun, tailback behind him. High snap goes right through Kissinger's hands, and he can't come up with it. Who has it? Still alive, and it will be Cedar Crest football. Another fumble on Lebanon, 2 plays in a row.
Second turnover against Lebanon, and wow, this right now, this is all Falcons.
Grabbed it to 16. Not sure who scooped it up, but nonetheless, great field position for the Falcons at the 16-yard line. Kissinger tried to go after it, but it bounced away from him, and he never did have a chance. Here's Horn again in the shotgun, all by his lonesome. Will he keep it this time? Yes, he will. He'll run the option to the wide side, try to fake one man out. He did that, but he'll be spun down and lose yards. Back to the 21.
And Dave, one of the things I was going to say the last time that the Cedars had the ball, or the Falcons had the ball, was with Evan Horn, such talent, but you really can't get all that talent by just using him as a wide receiver, and he would have to be used as a running back or sometimes a quarterback, and that's what the Falcons have decided to do.
Nothing there, though. They lose 5. It'll be 2nd and 15. Back to Rhoda in the shotgun. Give to Bellarmine off the right side. Huge yardage to the 10, 5. Still on his feet to the end zone. Touchdown, Bellarmine. Right up the gut that time.
Oh, I'll tell you, Dave, they're just Bellarmine. is on a roll right now. 72 yards and 7 carries for Bellarmine and 2 touchdowns.
21-yarder that time.
Yep. And he's just getting great blocking, Dave. They're not even getting close to him at, near the line of scrimmage. He's bursting through there untouched.
So they'll try to kick it again. This time. It's their soccer man, Sharifi, and this time he hits it clean right through the middle, and it's good. 4:01 to go first quarter. Cedar Crest 19, Lebanon nothing. Back with more Cedar Bowl in a moment. This is high school football on WQIC.
Baby, it's cold outside. Time to get out the snow shovel and gas up the snow blower. But not if you live at Heritage Run. They shovel right to the front door and your car stays warm in the garage. Come and see all that we have to offer. We're open on Sundays from 1 to 3, Thursdays from 2 to 4. Conveniently located on West Oak Street. For more information, call me, Nancy Smeltzer, at RE/MAX of Lebanon County, 270-8808, or my direct line at 270-4292.
Dave Eisenhower, Len Knighton back at Earl Bolt Stadium at Cedar Crest. All Falcons so far, 19-0. Still 4:01 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, it's just, it's been the Falcon show so far. As the Falcon, like Falcon Crest, you might say, as they have just stormed the Cedars offensively and defensively. The Cedars with 2 turnovers, one that cost them a touchdown that was directly turned into a touchdown, and the other that led to a touchdown.
Looks like Jonathan Maldonado is the deep man. It looks like they'll still have back again this time. For Lebanon, taking it on the near sideline, a new return man, Elias Padilla, gets it at the 10 to the 15-20. Still on his feet outside the 25, gets to about the 28-yard line. Padillas on the return. And Lebanon, who's fumbled the football the last 2 plays, they've had it. Yep. Will start 1st and 10 at their own 28. The one 65-yard fumble return by Cedar Crest. The other one gave Cedar Crest the football at the 16. And then 2 plays later, after losing 5, a 21-yard run by Bellarmine. And just like that, it's 19-0. Here's Kissinger in the shotgun again. Good snap this time. Rolls right to pass. Still rolling under pressure. He'll get away from one man. Now we'll throw it into the middle of the field. Kind of behind the player. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Dave, that is probably the most dangerous throw that you can make when you're running to one side, particularly to your towards to the right if you're right-handed, and then throwing across your body to the middle of the field. That almost very often leads to interceptions. He was very fortunate at that time. There were a couple of Falcons who were right there, but they couldn't gather the ball in.
Shotgun again, ball to near hash for Kissinger, straight back to pass. Looks like it's going to be a middle screen, nearly intercepted, but grabbed by Lebanon. 35-40, midfield, 45-40. Cuts right at the 35 and finally dragged down, but not before. That's Hillesheim all the way down to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Kobe Bolanos saved the touchdown as he jumped on top of Hillesheim, but great reception. Great call, too, because the Falcons had really been putting pressure on Kissinger, and so to offset that, they set up the screen, and they set it up beautifully.
A 42-yard gain for Hildesheim. He's had 2 big plays, a 34-yard run, now a 42-yard middle screen. Ball on the far hash, 1st and 10 from the Cedar Crest 30. Lebanon back to pass, but Kissinger will be sacked again. Back at the 40 this time.
Yeah, he was submarine that time, Dave. Real good pressure, and it was David Santos that got in there and submarine Kissinger for the loss. That's a loss of about 10.
All the way back to the 40 of Cedar Crest, 2nd and 20 for the Cedars from the Cedar Crest 40. Lebanon in need of some points, trailing by 19-0 already with 2:55 to go in the first quarter. Again, Kissinger back to pass, tries a quick pop pass, but knocked down at the line of scrimmage, incomplete.
Yeah, good timing that time by Brett Bowiak as he got up in the air and just swatted it away, and it is 3rd down and long.
He's a big guy, 6'4", 240, offensive lineman, defensive lineman combo. 3rd and 20 for the Cedars from the Falcon 40-yard line. Back to the right of Kissinger, who's straight back again from the shotgun. Has time. This time now his pocket will collapse, and he'll throw it with his left hand as he goes down.
Right.
And there was a receiver in the vicinity, so I think he gets away with that.
Yes, he's going to get away with it, but you're right, Dave, because there was a receiver there. Javon Rowland was there in the vicinity, but he was just trying to get rid of it. He had no chance of getting that ball to Rowland.
He was all the way about at midfield, and as he was going down just before his knee hit the ground, he's a right-hander, but he threw it with his left hand, so he does save some yardage, but they'll be forced to punt. Will the Cedars from the 40, he'll stand at midfield. Will Kissinger is also the punt man. Is that Trimble, the deep man? Is that who we decided? Number 21?
Yes, that's Trimble.
Okay, he had a good return last time. This time shanked by Kissinger and goes immediately right, just about 5 yards off the ground and only down to about the 27.
Right. It was only about a 13-yard punt. That was real nasty. And when they could have had the Falcons really pinned back, the Falcons not too bad to 28-yard line to start.
Cedar Crest already up 19-0, 2:39 to go first quarter. They haven't been stopped so far. A nice drive from their own 47 the first time they got it. And then after a 65-yard fumble recovery and run for a touchdown, they got it at the Lebanon 16 and put it in. See how they do a little longer field now.
But that offensive line that has been so boasted about has really done the job.
New tailback in there, I think that is Mitchell, and he has used yardage all the way out near midfield.
Mitchell, he gets to the midfield stripe, about 22 yards on the carry. It looks like they're going to mark it at the 49. 21 yards, though, for Mitchell.
That's that same play that Bellarmine's been so successful. They're going to give Bellarmine a blow, but Mitchell says, I appreciate those holes. Takes it right up the gut. 1st and 10 Falcons from their own 49. Ball the far hash, one receiver either way, wing back to the left side. They'll give it to the tailback, Mitchell again, up the middle. This time defended a little better, but he keeps his feet churning and gets 5 on the play.
Yeah, they're going to mark it, give him a 6 Dave to the 45. Very nicely done. He never stopped. He was hit only about for about a 3-yard gain and just kept those legs moving, Dave, as you said, kept them churning and picked up 3 more. Very nicely done by Matthew Mitchell.
2nd and 4 for the Falcons, now in Lebanon territory at the 45-yard line as we tick down to 1:55 to go first quarter. Again, the game delayed about an hour due to a thunderstorm that moved through. Rhoda in the shotgun. He looked the wrong way with Mitchell, and he'll have to keep it and gain just a couple down to the 43. Second time that's happened.
Yeah, he was very fortunate again to get yardage. The first time he had lost yardage, but this time was able to pick up a couple. Makes it a much more manageable 3rd and a long 2, let's say.
From the 43 of Lebanon, Cedars need a stop as Rhoda comes in with a play. He in the shotgun. Looks like Horn will be to his left.
Bellarmine is back in.
Yeah, Bellarmine's back in at the tailback spot. And they give to Horn off the right side. Good penetration. Drags him down. He lunges at the last second. Let's see forward progress.
No, he's short, Dave, by about a yard. And I think the way things have been going for the Falcons, I think they probably will go for it. And it looks like Rhoda's going back in, and they are going to go for it on 4th down.
So 4th and 1, Cedar Crest from the Lebanon 42.
Well, it's the last time they had 4th down, Dave. Remember, they drew the Cedars offside and got the first down that way.
Ball to near hash. Will go in the shotgun, though, in 4th on 1. Rhoda give off the left side to Bellarmine. He's hit immediately, but he has enough lean to get the first down.
Yeah, it looks like he just did get it, Dave.
Let's see the mark, though.
Just in front of the...
let's see if they measure or use their eye.
Yeah, if it's right on the
very
stripe,
close.
then he's got it.
We'll give him 1 either way.
Right.
As we're down to 35 seconds in the quarter.
Yep,
They'll say without measuring, as I think Coach Joncic says, I think that deserves a measure. Yeah, because
I think that's good.
That's super close.
It is very close.
Yeah, the chain was maybe a couple inches shy of the stripe, 41, and the ball is touching the 41, so they're going to rely on a straight field, I guess. So it's a first down for the Falcons on that 4th and 1.
They have to run one more play before the end of the quarter, Dave, but a real good quarter for
Here's the Falcons. Shotgun. Rhoda gives off the... No, he keeps it this time. A bad pitch behind Mitchell. Mitchell scoops it up, but all the way back in his own territory will lose back to about the 33-yard line. There is a penalty flag.
Yeah, there is a flag, and that was on the tackle, I think, Dave. I don't know if there was a face mask. I didn't see one particularly. Evan Horn.
I'll mark it back to the 35 for now.
Maybe it's against the Falcons.
No, hold on Cedar Crest. Yeah, they tried to run the option, and Rhoda kind of threw it high and hard behind Mitchell, and no way he was going to get it. He tried to kind of like dribble it and then catch it and then run, and then he got spun down, so looks like he's going to lose 24 yards.
Yep, that's a big, big loss, and that'll be the last play of the quarter, and it's the only thing that stopped the Falcons so far, the Falcons themselves on that play. Otherwise, they've been pretty positive.
So a loss of 24, they'll call it, back to the 35. And indeed, they will wind the clock now on the after the penalty, and time will run out here in the first quarter. After one in the 44th Annual Cedar Bowl, it's Cedar Crest 19, Lebanon nothing. Back with the second quarter in a moment. This is high school football on WQIC.
Hi, this is Jeff from the Lebanon Federal Credit Union. One of America's great innovators once said, "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right." As our high school students start a new year, the Lebanon Federal Credit Union would like to wish you success. Commitment and hard work is what it takes to be successful. While others may come and go, we're still going strong after 46 years in Lebanon County. The Lebanon Federal Credit Union. Local, loyal, Lebanon. Federally insured by the NCUA.
So the cold you've had for 6 weeks hasn't gotten any better? Can't sleep at night because you're all stuffy? And your family physician has recommended you see a specialist for your sinus and allergy problems? Melnick, Moffitt, and Maceros, ENT Associates, have been helping people in the Lebanon Valley with their sinus and allergy problems for 20 years. Let them help you. Melnick, Moffitt, and Maceros, ENT Associates, 927 Russell Drive, Lebanon. Call 274-9775.
Dave Eisen Outlet Knighton back at Cedar Crest. We're through one quarter of this 44th Annual Cedar Bowl, and it's all Cedar Crest up 19-0 after one quarter. The ball will be at Cedar Crest 35-yard line. Will be second and 34 as we resume play after the bad pitch out and fumble by Cedar Crest, finally run down by the Falcons, but except for really that play,
very positive.
Good first quarter.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yes. They just seemed to do everything they wanted to do, and I mentioned at the top, Dave, even though they've got Evan Horn, the Falcons have Evan Horn, what they were looking most forward to was that big offensive line that they thought was maybe the best they've had in quite a while. So, and they've showed it in the first quarter anyway.
So it's Cedar Crest, second and 34 from their own 35. Back to pass. Rhoda, his first pass of the game. He lobs it down the middle to Ferreira, but it's just off his fingertips, incomplete.
That's the kind of pass, too, Dave, that I expect him to throw to Evan Horn. Evan's got great jumping ability, and I expect that they're going to be throwing alley-oops up to him because I think he can just about sky with anyone.
Maybe Ferreira, 6'3", tight end, had his fingertips.
He did.
Just couldn't get it. For Rhoda's first pass goes incomplete. It will be third down at 34 from their own 35 for the Falcons. Ball near this, kind of in the middle of the field now. Rhoda shotgun. Gives to Mitchell up the middle. He's hit immediately and will gain just one. Will not get anything at the 35, maybe a half a yard, and that is it. Good D by the Cedars.
Yeah, they had Lucas Sim, who was leading the tacklers that time, and Mitchell just hit a stone wall with him.
So the first punt of the night for Cedar Crest. Like Rhoda, just as Kissinger, the quarterback for Lebanon, punts. Rhoda punts for the Falcons. Lebanon return man deep at the 30. Good snap. Rhoda will boom it away. Good high punt. Nice. Taken down there by Lebanon at the 25. He makes the first man miss at the 30. Cuts it out to the 35. And there will be swarmed under.
Yeah, that's Jonathan Maldonado, Dave, that had the return. Great punt by Rhoda.
Yep, return about 10 yards after the 35-yard line.
Having the quarterback punt, of course, that can, when there's fourth and short yardage, that can also mean they have the option of perhaps throwing.
They'll put it at the 34. Lebanon 1st and 10 from their own territory. They trail 19-0 with 11:09 to go in our second quarter as the Cedars looking for some offense.
They've had some, but then those mistakes have killed them.
Here's a delayed give to Hillesheim off the left side. Nothing going, though. He'll lose yardage. Hit in the backfield.
Yeah, very nice penetration that time for the Falcons. It was Brett Bawiak that made the penetration. Remember, he's the one that deflected the pass right at the line of scrimmage in the last series against Lebanon, and now he makes a tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Loss of 2 for Hillesheim. 2nd and 12. Cedars from their own 32 now. Shotgun, Kissinger, 2 receivers either side. Long count this time, and I think Cedar Crest jumped into the neutral zone.
Yeah, they had a couple of players that were jumping. Louis Manea was the first, but he got back. But then it was Bawiak that was the second one, and he didn't.
And in high school, as soon as they jump into that neutral zone, they blow the play dead. You can't get back even if there was no contact on the play. It'll be a 5-yard penalty out to the 37. Cedars in their own territory will now have a 2nd and 7 from their own 37.
It's the first penalty that has been accepted by Lebanon.
38-yard line, we'll call it. 2nd and 7 for the Cedars from their own 38. Kissinger shotgun, straight back, looks to pass, throws the out ball. Caught out there by the receiver at about the 44. Turns upfield, fumbles the football, though, and Cedar Crest recovers.
Yes. It was...
oh, wait, they're going to say he was down. He was down. Looks like number 8 over there.
Alexander Hartman was the receiver, Dave. Alex Hartman.
They will say he was down before the ball came out.
Well, that's a break for the Cedars, because I'm not sure he was, but...
and it's just enough for a first down as well.
Just a first down.
They mark it out to the 45. Gain of 7 on the play to Hartman on his first catch of the night. 1st and 10 Cedars, ball in the far hash. They're down 19-0, early second quarter. Kissinger rolls to this wide side, throws it out pattern. Caught out here, but the receiver roll on, but good defense, and he'll actually lose yardage on an out pattern.
Yeah, that was a real nice defense that time by Kobe Bolanos. He stuck right with him. Roland tried to give him a stiff arm, but Bolanos wasn't going to have any of it. And no gain on the play. Well, they're going to lose a couple of yards, actually.
And the pass to Roland, number 81. His first catch goes negatively. They use a number of different receivers. Here's a delayed give up the middle to Hillesheim. Has good running room into Cedar Crest territory near a first down as he's knocked out at the 45-yard line.
Nice slant that time by Hillesheim and good blocking up front. And about a yard shy of the first down as he got to the 45-yard line of Cedar Crest.
So it will be 3rd and 1. They lost the yardage last time they had a 3rd and 1 and eventually fumbled the ball. See how they go this time. Kissinger shotgun, ball in the near hash. Kissinger will give it up the middle, and it's a first down for Hillesheim before he's spun back. But he does have it at the 43 of Cedar Crest. 1st and 10 for the Falcon, or for the Cedars.
Yeah, Ramey Ferreira, who we saw a lot of on the basketball court, now bringing his talents to the gridiron.
Lebanon 1st and 10 from the Falcon 43. Again, Cedar Crest 19 first quarter points. They lead at 19-0. 9:10 to go in our second quarter. Ball in the near hash, 2 receivers either way. Hillesheim goes to the left of Kissinger this time in the shotgun. Kissinger fakes the handoff, will look for the out pattern, throws it off the fingertips of the wide receiver. That's Jonathan Maldonado.
Right.
Incomplete. 2nd down and 10.
Both teams trying to have some balance, although for Cedar Crest it's been mostly the ground game. They've tried to throw a couple of times, but without success. Lebanon much more apt to throw, and now with 2nd and 10, we'll probably be seeing the ball in the air.
Yeah, ball near hash, 43 of Cedar Crest. Lebanon rolls. Also a wide receiver screen. Caught out here by the wide receiver, but he's swarmed under.
Yeah, that was good play. That defensive play by Braden Martin that time, as Martin was able to corral Nathaniel Otero. Otero made the catch, but just a quick defense that time by Martin to get him down after just a couple of yard pickup.
Just 2 on that play as Lebanon really running in his wide receivers. Like 6 different guys have played wide receiver. Here's shotgun again for Kissinger. Back, throws a post pattern, a low one. Is it a sliding catch?
Yes, I think so.
The referees look around and they say a good scooping catch by Otero. Mm-hmm. Now they're... one ref wants to overrule it, but no, they say it's good. Down to the 30. Gain of 11 to Otero. And that's a first down and a good sliding catch for the Cedars. 1st and 10, Lebanon from the 30 of Cedar Crest.
That's a big drive, Dave. Lebanon really needs to come away with some points here.
Kissinger football, ball to near hash. Kissinger rolls to the wide side, looks, throws a hooking pattern down to the 20. Good catch there in traffic by Alex Hartman. You see his forward progress. Looks like it's down to the 22. Gain of 8 more on the play. It's now down 19-0. Lebanon's really living up to their air raid offense.
That's right.
Nickname is Kissinger's back to pass again. Pump fake, pump and go. Has a man open in the middle of the field, but he'll be sacked. As he just didn't have enough time on the pump and go, and he'll be swarmed under back at about the 28-yard line.
Yeah, just took a little bit too long that time, and Greg Munyon was the one that was able to wrap him up for the loss.
Loss of 6 back to the 28. It'll be 3rd and 8 for the Cedars from the Cedar Crest 28-yard line.
Big 3rd down play, Dave. This is... in fact, they might be in 4-down territory right now. They're down 19-0.
Kissinger shotgun. Hillesheim rolls his way. Kissinger steps up. He said as he throws, and they'll rule it an incompletion as it went just about 3 yards. But they say his arm was moving forward, incomplete, and it will be 4th down and 8.
Dave, I'll tell you, this offensive line for Cedar Crest has really the same personnel as showing it on defense, too, and with great pass rush. They haven't tried that screen again that they ran very successfully a little while ago for 41 yards.
They will go for it, 4th and 8 from the Cedar Crest 28 for the Cedars. Lebanon not in the right offense, so that forces Coach Jantek to use a timeout. Timeout, Lebanon. They will face a 4th and 8 at the Cedar Crest 28 when we come back. Cedar Crest leads at 19-0 midway through the 2nd quarter. We'll take a break. This is high school football on WQIC.
Here we go. 4th and 12 from the 15-yard line. 5 seconds left. Mike's Pharmacy down 14-10. The quarterback drops back, fakes to the right, throws to the left. Touchdown! Touchdown! Mike's Pharmacy wins it!
Mike's Pharmacy always comes through in a pinch with professional prescription services. A member of the Medicine Shop family, most insurance cards accepted, free local delivery too. Visit Mike's Pharmacy at 211 West Washington Avenue, Myerstown, behind Fulton Bank.
Your family has a friend at Mike's.
Dave Oslenauer, Len Knighton, our opener for the 2015 season here on Lebanon Broadcasting. The 44th annual Cedar Bowl. Again delayed about an hour because of the storm during warm-ups. So we're 6:54 to go, the 2nd quarter. Cedar Crest 19 first quarter points, and that's their lead. Lebanon, though, a big 4th and 8 from the Falcon 28. Ball in the far hash. Kissinger shotgun. Hillesheim, the tailback behind him. Bunch formation this time. 2 receivers bunched either way, and a low snap. And all they can do is just fall on it, but that's not nearly good enough, and they'll lose it back to the 35 as Hillesheim falls on it. But it turns out to be a loss of 7. And Cedar Crest will take over at their own 35 on downs.
Dave, that was a tough drive for Lebanon. They held the ball for more than 5 minutes, 10 plays over 5 minutes, and they get nothing on that, and still trail 19-0. About halfway through the 2nd quarter.
A couple of bad snaps tonight for Lebanon. One turned into a turnover. Here's Rhoda, kind of not expecting the snap. Nice catch by him, and a give to the tailback. Still another one in there.
Greg Munyon.
Yep. Number 2.
Well, Dave, with this humidity, it's not as hot as it was earlier, but very humid, and so I can understand why the coaches are bringing in a lot of players and a lot of folks seeing action tonight because it is so humid.
Munyon did a good job, though, and kind of a bad handoff to get 4 into play. 2nd and 6, Cedar Crest from their own 39. Again, to give to Munyon off the right side this time. He has running room again and looks to have a first down out to the 45.
Yeah, I think he's right at the first down marker. Two carries for 10 yards for Munyon and a first down.
Cedar Crest has only thrown the ball one time. It was an incompletion. Otherwise, pound away early. It was Justin Bellarmine. Matt Mitchell then a few carries, and now Munyon with 2 straight.
Well, Dave, if you got an offensive line like Cedar Crest thinks it has, they just love to run block. Offensive linemen prefer to run block than pass block.
Shotgun Rhoda. Give again off the left side to Munyon. He lowers his head as he's hit right at the line. He stayed on his feet, never really went down, but they blew the play dead just as he squirted away. So just a short gain out to the 48-yard line, his own, a gain of 3.
Yeah, one of the Falcons, or one of the Cedars rather, had him by the shoe, and he was just trying to pull him along and try to lean forward for every yard he could. Good effort, though, by Greg.
2nd and 7 for Cedar Crest from their own 48. They lead at 19-0 with 5:20 to go in the second quarter. Rhoda in the shotgun again. Wide receivers either way. Rhoda will fake the handoff and roll left to pass this time. Under pressure, throws as he's hit, and it's incomplete. His second pass of the game, another incompletion, and it will be a 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, that was intended for Trimble, and Trimble was under good coverage that time, and so was Horn on the other side of the field.
Hillesheim came breaking through from his defensive end at the last second and really hit Rhoda. He was rolling left, and he's a right-handed passer, so he was wide open to being hit. As he threw it, he was open, and Hillesheim smacked him down. To Rhoda's credit, he jumped right up and runs to the sideline, gets the play as they have 3rd and 8 now from their own 48 to the Falcons. They have a 19-0 lead, 5:12 to go in the second quarter. Rhoda shotgun, 2 backs in the backfield, play action fake. Tries a swing pass to Horn. Good catch by Evan, but he can't get the first down as he's knocked back after a 4-yard gain. There is a penalty flag, though, in the backfield holding on the Falcons.
And even though that's it makes a 4th down, I think Cedar Crest or Lebanon might take that penalty, back them up a little bit.
It would be 4th and 3, Cedar Crest from the Lebanon 48. Or if you take the penalty, it would be 3rd and about 18 from your own 33. So I think I'd take the penalty.
I think I would too at this point.
Hold on Cedar Crest. He just had a simple swing pass to Horn.
Dave, it's interesting. We talked, of course, about Evan, and everyone watching Evan is kind of the marquee player for Lebanon County this year. As soon as he touched the ball, there was a sense of excitement on this sideline from the crowd because Evan Horn had the ball. Not just because it was a completed pass, but because he had it.
Swing pass is nullified there. They will take the penalty. The Cedars will. Back to the 33. 3rd and 22 for the Falcons from their own 33. Ball on the far hash. Rhoda in the shotgun. Single back to his right. 2 receivers either way. Rhoda low snap back to pass. Steps up. Throws it down the middle. Ferreira wide open at the 45. Cuts back at midfield. Has the first down still at his feet. Drags the guy down to the 30-yard line. First down Falcons.
Wow, that was perfect pass from Rhoda and Ramey Ferreira. Boy, he could, when he's in the open field, Dave, kind of reminds me of John Mackey. He's got that kind of build, and just rambled his way for that first down.
All the way down to the 27-yard line. Gain of 40 on the play. On Ferreira's first catch, first completion of the night.
First completion for the Falcons, right.
But they convert a 3rd and 22 there. Rhoda in the shotgun, ball in the far hash. Rhoda gives up the middle to Bellarmine, who's back in there. He runs through one tackler, spins from another, and has the ball down to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, that was good individual effort by Bellarmine. mistakes. He was hit a couple of times and was able to spin out of tackles, pick up about 7 yards.
Yeah, ball just outside the 20. First or second and a long 3 for the Falcons in Cedar territory with 4:10 to go. Second quarter, Cedar Crest already up 19-0 and driving. Shotgun for Rhoda. Single back Bellarmine behind him. Give again up the middle. Bellarmine running room. First down and more. Down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
Yeah, picked up 11 more, Dave, and he's rambling towards 100 yards for the first half. Not quite there yet, but getting very close.
First and goal, Falcons from the Cedar 9. Cedar Crest has won 3 of these in a row, looking for 4. And well on their way as we near halftime. Shotgun, Rhoda, ball in the middle of the field this time. Bellarmine, the single tailback. Give to him again, off the right side. This time good defense by the Cedars, and he stopped up. Best he could do was get back to the line of scrimmage. Hit almost immediately there.
That's the first time he's been stopped today. He did have a 1-yard carry earlier, but for the most part, that's the first time he hasn't gained anything, and really he lost maybe a half a yard or so back to the 10. Ball just inside the 10.
So second and goal for the Falcons from the Cedar 9. 3 minutes left, second quarter. This time Horn to the left of Rhoda in the shotgun. Bellarmine the tail. Give to Horn off the right side, lowers his head and plunges down to about the 3-yard line off the right side. Evan Horn, 6. It'll be third and goal from the 3.
And they've held the ball a good bit, Dave. Also, this has been a very time-consuming drive. This is the 10th play of the drive. Of course, that big play, the 40-yarder to Ferreira on a 3rd down and long.
Here's a 3rd and goal from the 3. Bellarmine in the tail, but they give it. No, they keep it. Rhoda will run the option left side. He gets hit at the goal line, but he has just enough to get in. Touchdown, Stevie Rhoda from 3 yards out. And the Falcons go up 25-0. 2:18 to go here in our second quarter. 3-yard run by Rhoda. Quarterback, that time he faked it to Horn, then ran the option with Bellarmine, and he had the crease off the left side. Point after now by Sharifi. He has made 1 of 3. He's had 1 blocked. Was wide left on another, made his last 1. Point after for the Falcons. A little high snap, but put down nicely.
Well, good.
By the holder, who is Isaiah Trimble, and it is up and good. We'll keep it right here as there's just 2:18 to go in our second quarter. As we recap things, as Lebanon has times of moving the football, but just haven't been able to come up with the big plays when they needed them, and Cedar Crest has, to say the least. And as you've mentioned time and time again here in the first half, that offensive line for the Falcons is really experienced and really good.
Yes,
and big
yes,
and good.
Yes, and they're just blowing holes open for Bellarmine, for Mitchell, for Horn, and they're just doing a great job. 10 plays on that drive, by the way, Dave. 10 plays, 65 yards, 4 minutes and 33 seconds taken off the clock for the 26-0 lead. Stevie Rhoda with his first touchdown of the year. And it's just been all Falcons in this first half.
Yep, they got the size, and they're definitely using that tonight. Be Lebanon getting the football back, looking for maybe one bright light here as we close out the half.
2 minutes and 18 seconds.
2:18 to go. The kick. Lebanon man deep, though. It's a little liner taken at the 20 by the Cedars. 25-30. Has a bit of room there and will lower his head out to the 35. That was return man of Jonathan Maldonado that time for Lebanon. Got it out to the, looks like they'll mark it at the 35.
Yeah. Right at the 35.
They have 2 timeouts. I think they did use a timeout.
Yes, they did use a
short
timeout.
yardage play that they were in
Right on that 4th down
formation.
Right.
So only 2 timeouts, 2:10 to go, 26-0. Already unofficially, 12 attempts, pass attempts, I believe.
Yes.
This time Kissinger fakes a handoff and has running room. 40, cuts back at the 45, and will be tripped up out near midfield as he gets a good 14-yard carry out to the 49-yard line, does Cody.
Well, that's what they need, Dave. They needed a big play on first down. It's the clock ticking under. It stops for the first down.
2 minutes now as it rolls again. 1st and 10, Lebanon from their own 49.
Kissinger taking a little long, looking for a play from his wristband.
Ball in the near hash, one running back to his left, 2 receivers either way. Kissinger straight back to pass this time. To throw a swing pass to that running back who makes the catch, but he's knocked down almost immediately. A gain of just 2 on the play.
DeAndre Andrews was the receiver that time, Dave.
Gain of 2. And it will be 2nd and 8 for Lebanon. For the Cedars from the Cedar Crest 49. Kissinger rolls to this wide side this time towards us. Looks, throws the out pattern behind the receiver, though. That was Beckley, incomplete down at the 30. And it will be 3rd and 8. Cedars from the Falcon 49.
Interesting call coming up here, Dave, because you have 3rd down and 8. And an incomplete pass here would stop the clock with still over a minute left and not force Cedar Crest to spend a timeout, because if they would run it and not make a first down, I think if I were Cedar Crest, I would call a timeout to conserve clock and get the ball back with about a minute left.
So here we go. Kissinger straight back to pass. Looks like a middle screen. They'll throw it to the wide receiver. Makes a catch at midfield. 45-40. Has room. 35. Cuts back into 30. 25-20. 15-10. Goes for the pylon. Can't get there. Is just knocked out of bounds. Down near the goal line. I think that...
It's 23, Dave, for the Cedars. That was
Suarez Torres.
Torres, yes.
So still another receiver. That's about 8 guys that have touched the football.
Got down to the 1-yard line. And Dave, there's that middle screen that we had talked about. It was so successful earlier, and then they went away from it for a while.
All the way down to the, looks like the 2-yard line, I guess we'll call it the 2. So gain of 47 on the play to Suarez on his first catch of the night. Here's a shotgun. Kissinger fakes the handoff, runs it up the middle, and he'll be hit immediately by Mitchell. No gain down to the 2.
They still have 2 timeouts, so they don't have to hurry.
They do use one of their remaining 2 timeouts with 43 seconds to go. Again, we'll keep it right here at Earl Bolt Stadium. And Lebanon, the closest they've been to the end zone now, with a 2nd and goal from the 2 of Cedar Crest with 43 seconds left. Cedar Crest a big 26-0 lead, though, here to start things in the, as we end the second quarter. They'll get the football to start the third quarter. Will Cedar Crest.
Right.
They kicked off at the beginning of the game, so a big.
I was just going to mention that, Dave, exactly, that Lebanon really has to get in here, because with Cedar Crest getting the ball to start the second half, if they would be if Lebanon's trailing 26-0, that does not bode well for them at any rate. But with Cedar Crest getting ball to start the third quarter, it's even worse. So they really need to score here. And a field goal just doesn't cut it. They've got to get a touchdown. 2nd
and goal from the 2. Again, just 1 timeout left, though. 43 seconds to go in the second quarter.
They still have, with the 1 timeout left, they still have some options. They don't have to throw the ball. They could still run it, and with a play clock, 25-second play clock, they'd have time to set something up.
Shotgun for Kissinger. Single back to his right. Low snap, though, again, right through Kissinger's legs. And the best he can do is fall on it back at the 20-yard line.
And now they're going to have to call a timeout, Dave, as the clock ticks down to a half a minute to play. And so the Cedars just keep shooting themselves in the foot, and that's just mistake after mistake. They run good plays. That screen two times, that middle screen has been gone for more than 40 yards. They've got talent on this team, but they just keep making mistake after mistake.
Yeah, that one never really left the ground. It seemed kind of skidded back, and of course, as a quarterback, you're not expecting that. You're expecting it about waist high, and all of a sudden it comes flying back to your feet, and I don't think he got a hand on it initially, and all he could do was run back about 10 yards and jump on it before he got swarmed under, and he did get it, but it's now 3rd and goal from the 20.
It just kind of reminds me of that baseball adage, Dave. When you're an infielder, you keep your glove down because it's easier to come up than it is to go down, but you can, as a quarterback, you can't have your hands on the ground when you take a snap, and so it is more difficult to, and you've seen quarterbacks have to go high, but it's easier for them to go up high than it is to go down to the ground to pick up a ground ball snap.
Shotgun Kissinger, he handles it, juggling a little, but he does have the ball, rolls this way, throws it deep to the end zone, but overthrows his receiver in the back of the end zone, incomplete.
Yeah, that was intended for Otero, who made a couple of nice catches earlier. Now it's 4th down, and, well, of course, they have to go for it.
4th and goal from the 20 of Cedar Crest. Lebanon down 26-0, 19 seconds to go in our half. Got an hour delay for a storm during warm-ups, so we started about 5 after 8, about an hour in now, so we're near the halftime. Shotgun for Kissinger, even that last snap he juggled before he got the pass off. Let's see how it goes this time. Good snap this time, straight back to pass. He'll look to the end zone. He'll throw the deep ball to the end zone, the same play, but again, the same result. Overthrown in the corner of the end zone, incomplete. And on down, Cedar Crest takes over again.
Yeah, so again, they were trying to get, and Cedar Crest will run one play, and unless it goes for a touchdown, that will be the end of the half.
Cedar Crest 1st and 10 from their 20.
Yeah, I think I'd just take a knee here, Dave.
I think they have all their timeouts.
Yeah, they do, but only 13 seconds.
26-0.
They haven't got a chance to use them all.
Cedar Crest with the football, and indeed that's what they'll do. They'll put Horn about 10 yards back. Rhoda under center will just kneel down. We should go to halftime with this 26 lead. Indeed, Rhoda with a kneel down, and we're at the half. All Cedar Crest in that first half of play at our 44th annual Cedar Bowl here at Earl Bolt Stadium at Cedar Crest High School. We're at the half. And Cedar Crest 26, Lebanon nothing. Len and I will recap that first half of action after a timeout. This is high school football on WQIC.
Cornwall-Lebanon School District is proud to have graduated almost 16,000 students since 1966. As we begin our 50th year of excellence in education, our commitment to empower students to reach their individual potential continues. Come celebrate our 50th anniversary at the kickoff event at the Cedar Bowl game, September 4th at Cedar Crest High School. Good luck to all Falcon athletes and best wishes for a successful school year to the students in all Lebanon County schools from everyone in the Cornwall-Lebanon School District.
Real relationships are built on shared dreams. That's why Good Samaritan picked WellSpan Health as our new partner. We both believe that your goals should be ours. Together, we're building a health system where you are the focus of an individualized care plan. Because a real relationship with your doctor means more than achieving health goals. It gives you the strength to achieve life goals. Meet WellSpan at welllebanon.org.
Looking for a 55-plus community with a great location, public transportation, and little or no maintenance? Come to Heritage Run on West Oak Street, where one-floor living is easy and fees are low. We are open Thursdays from 2 to 4 or Sundays 1 to 3. Call me, Nancy Smeltzer, at RE/MAX of Lebanon County at 270-8808 or my direct line at 270-4292 for more information.
Hi, this is Jeff from the Lebanon Federal Credit Union. One of America's great innovators once said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. As our high school students start a new year, the Lebanon Federal Credit Union would like to wish you success. Commitment and hard work is what it takes to be successful. While others may come and go, we're still going strong after 46 years in Lebanon County. The Lebanon Federal Credit Union. Local, loyal, Lebanon. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Dave Eisenhower, Len Knighton back at Cedar Crest High School. We're at halftime of the 44th annual Cedar Bowl, and The host Falcons with a big lead, 26-0 here at intermission. And Len, Lebanon's had some big plays, but not consistent, and a lot of bad snaps and losses and mishandles have hurt them offensively. Meanwhile, Cedar Crest has had a couple of misadventures, but for the most part, they've had very good success running the football, especially just 3 pass attempts for Stevie Rhoda, 1 completion. It was a good one to Ramey Ferreira for 40, but otherwise all on the ground for the Cedar Crest Falcons as they honor the 1965 Falcon football team, which this is the 50th anniversary of the school, by the way. So that's what the halftime ceremonies are. But this edition of the Falcons, a very good first half.
Yes, very good first half. And interesting that Lebanon ran 7 more plays than Cedar Crest did. But, of course, one of Cedar Crest's touchdowns came on a fumble return. So that kind of throws that stat out the window, you might say. The scoring started 4 minutes, 21 seconds into the first quarter as Bellarmine for Cedar Crest. And what a first half he had. Justice Bellarmine rambled 5 yards for a score, and he had 51 of the 53 yards in that drive, and close to getting 100 yards in the first half. He might have just barely reached it, or came very close to getting it. I had him at about 93. And but Bellarmine with the first touchdown and a 5-yard run, giving the Falcons a 6-0 lead. The extra point was blocked. And then the first mistake for the Cedars as he tried a swing pass on 4th down, and the ball was dropped, and I think the Cedars just kind of quit on the play. There was no whistle. It was a lateral, not a forward pass, and was picked up by Jake Kolbach, and he rambled 65 yards for a score to make it 12-0 Cedars. And then 2 plays later, the Cedars fumbled, and it was recovered by the Falcons at the 16-yard line of Lebanon. And it was 2 plays later, Bellarmine going in from 16 yards out to give the Cedars the Falcons a 19-0 lead. And then it was Stevie Rhoda closing out the scoring in the first half, 9:42 into the second quarter on a 3-yard run. 10 plays, the nicest drive of the night for the Falcons. 10 plays, 65 yards, and about 4.5 minutes off the clock. 26-0. A lot of mistakes for the Cedars. That's what really cost them. Again, like you said, Dave, those ground ball snaps where they lost a lot of yardage. They had a big 4th down penalty when it was 4th down for the Falcons inside the 10-yard line of the Cedars, and on the 4th down, the Cedars jumped offside. It was their only penalty of the first half, and but it cost them a first down, and it went to 1st and goal, and then the Falcons scored on that drive to give them that 6-0 lead. They've had 2 turnovers. They've also lost the ball on downs a couple of times. So just you said, they just kind of shot themselves in the foot, and it's those mistakes, along with some very good play by the Falcons, that have given them a 26-0 lead.
As the guys that made it back from the class of 1965 try to run through the banner, but instead now they just break the banner as they dropped it originally. But some of the guys back, as they have a nice picture of the football team in their handout tonight, the 50th anniversary of the Cornwall Lebanon School District, and the first season of Falcon football back in 1965, recognizing the players and cheerleaders back from that year. So very good night indeed. Looks like about 7 guys are back, I believe.
Looks like 7.
7 players. So we salute them for the very first year. Barry Heckard, former athletic director here, was among that team in 1965. You may recall some of the old-timers.
And Dave, when you say old-timers, and I was thinking, as they came through that banner, I was thinking, they're old-timers. Then I thought, they're only 3 years older than I am, so I guess that makes me one, too.
Yeah, I was 71, so I'm not quite...
No, I know. But those are 6 years. That's only 6 years.
Yeah, I know. Those old guys out there. But anyway, that's who they're honoring tonight, the 50th anniversary of of Cedar Crest. So they're having kind of festivities all throughout the year, honoring different groups, some other groups, and saluting that, and special open houses during their anniversary year as well. At Ebenezer Elementary, at South Lebanon, Union Canal, Cedar Crest Middle School, Cedar Crest High School, Cornwall, Lebanon. They're having community open houses at each of those places throughout this coming season. So keep that in mind in the Cornwall, Lebanon School District for you folks. Here it's the Cedar Crest edition, 2015 edition, with the lead 26-0 at intermission. You're running down the scoring. As far as the stats go, Lebanon has had some success, as we mentioned, mostly a handful of big plays, and that's being it. Not really consistent. Phil Hillesheim had a middle screen, gained 42 yards. He also had a run of 34. Also a big play there on that wide receiver screen to Suarez, gain of 47. They got him down to the 2-yard line where they had first and goal from the 2 and didn't score right at the end of the half. A bad snap. Waylaid that one through the legs of Kissinger, as you mentioned. So they've had some big plays. They really are a big play offense with the speed they have. I think about 8 different guys have played wide receiver and have had the ball thrown to them. My stat page only has room for 5 wide receivers, but I think I'm going to have to make a bigger stat page whenever we do Lebanon. And a lot of teams are that way. They more and more. Lebanon has the speed guys, but they haven't really been able to stand up against the bulk of Cedar Crest. As we mentioned, again, more consistent for Cedar Crest. Bellarmine, that big first half, about 90 yards unofficially in the first half, the running back and those 2 touchdowns. But the biggest of his runs was a 21-yarder, so they've been more consistent. Matt Mitchell had a 21-yarder as well. And otherwise, most of the games are under 10-yard clips. That one pass to Ramey Ferreira for 40, but been more consistent as that offensive line, a good experienced offensive line for Cedar Crest has really done the job. And again,
I think
we want to just mention them. Garrett DBN, one of the linemen, he's 6'3", 215. Alex Flocken, 6'1", 245. Andrew Etter, 6'2", 270. Brett Bowitz, 6'4", 240. And Joe Radakovich is 6'4", 300.
Right.
So good size there. Sam Alvarez saw some action. He's 6'1", 207. So good, consistent offensive line has been the key, as you said, and are very open, and that's what we expected. Cedar Crest thought they'd try to run the ball, and I think that's what they've done.
Right, and I think, Dave, with the ideal situation, I think, and especially on a night like tonight when you've got such humidity as we're experiencing here at Earl Bolt Stadium, is you want an offensive line that is going to run block and is going to wear down that defensive front 7 for the opposition, so that when the fourth quarter comes in crunch time, they're going to really be able to open up some holes, and I think that's what's going to happen, should very likely happen in this game, because they are opening holes, but they're, again, the long drives are giving them giving the offensive line a chance to really punish the defensive front 7 or front 6 for Lebanon, and that is going to tell the tale, I think, later on too.
And for you Cedar Crest faithful who couldn't make it out, the end of the alma mater for you here at Earl Bolt Stadium as they honor again the 1965 football team and cheerleaders tonight at the Cedar Bowl, 44th annual Cedar Bowl. Now the Falcons band about to perform their halftime show as again a little long halftime for these festivities. And it looks like this is a year that Cedar Crest Band is a big one.
It is a big one.
They've had They've had their runs like a lot of the bands in the county where they've been super and big, and then they've had their lean years.
Yes.
And Cedar Crest had their lean years, I think, about 10 years ago, and now they're back again, filling the field from 20 to 20, and we appreciate that. Both of us are big band fans.
Yes, absolutely, and it was. When we first started, Dave, together, I was counting band members, and it was a bit embarrassing to say that a band had maybe 20 members, if that. And there were some bands here in the county that were that small, and Cedar Crest was in that category. Maybe not 20, but a small band. And now they're covering from the 20s, the 20s to the 20s, and very nicely covering it. So. Just a good group, a good big band. That's what you like to see.
So it's halftime. Cedar Crest leads at 26-0 here in this 44th annual Cedar Bowl. Game delayed an hour because of thunderstorm during warm-ups. It's halftime. Cedar Crest band performing. We'll have a bit of that performance for you when we return in a moment. This is high school football on WQIC.
So the cold you've had for 6 weeks hasn't gotten any better? Can't sleep at night because you're all stuffy, and your family physician has recommended you see a specialist for your sinus and allergy problems? Melnick, Moffitt, and Maceros, ENT Associates, have been helping people in the Lebanon Valley with their sinus and allergy problems for 20 years. Let them help you. Melnick, Moffitt, and Maceros, ENT Associates, 927 Russell Drive, Lebanon. Call 274-9775.
Here we go. 4th and 12 from the 15-yard line. 5 seconds left. Mike's Pharmacy down 14-10. The quarterback drops back, fakes to the right, throws to the left. Touchdown! Touchdown! Mike's Pharmacy wins it!
Mike's Pharmacy always comes through in a pinch with professional prescription services. A member of the Medicine Shop family, most insurance cards accepted, free local delivery too. Visit Mike's Pharmacy at 211 West Washington Avenue, Myerstown, behind Fulton Bank.
Your family has a friend at Mike's.
Oh my gosh.
Dave Eisenhower, Lynn Knighton back at Cedar Crest. Halftime of the Cedar Bowl, 44th annual. Cedar Crest leads at 26-0. The Cedar Crest Marching Band now performing at halftime. We'll try to give a listen. Cedar Crest Marching Band halftime for you.
Well, I'll tell you, Dave, I really like this band. I'll tell you why. Because flag twirlers, they've got good ones here, and flag twirlers are supposed to complement the music, not to be the main attraction, so to speak, in a marching band. Same with the percussion, and we were talking about years ago and how few members of a band there were. Used to be about, we often saw at least half the band was percussion. You don't see that with the Cedar Crest Band tonight. Real good job by the Cedar Crest Band in moving and playing. The flag twirlers, percussion, everyone doing a good job.
It is just about ready for the teams to come back for the second half. The Cedar Bowl, 44th annual Cedar Bowl. Cedar Crest leads this series 27-15-1. A tie back in 1988, 0-0. Would have been fun to do that one. I think it might have been rain that night. It rained. I remember going to one where it was pouring down rain at Lebanon Stadium. I'm not sure if that's the one, but that was the lone tie in 1988. Cedar Crest with the lead. They've won 3 in a row and well on their way tonight. We'll have second half football for you in a moment. This is high school football at WQIC.
Cornwall Lebanon School District is proud to have graduated almost 16,000 students since 1966. As we begin our 50th year of excellence in education, our commitment to empower students to reach their individual potential continues. Come celebrate our 50th anniversary at the kickoff event at the Cedar Bowl game, September 4th at Cedar Crest High School. Good luck to all Falcon athletes and best wishes for a successful school year to the students in all Lebanon County schools from everyone in the Cornwall Lebanon School District.
Several years ago, the Good Samaritan Hospital partnered with WellSpan Health to help recruit a new heart surgeon to the community. Today, we're moving beyond our national award-winning cardiac program to become a full partner in the WellSpan family of health services. With our shared vision of putting patients first in everything we do, imagine what else we can achieve together. Learn more about our new partnership at welllebanon.org.
Extra, extra, extra. Are you tired of all the extras? Hi, this is Nancy Smeltzer, Associate Broker with RE/MAX of Lebanon County. Are you thinking of building a new home but afraid of all the extras? Come to Stratford Meadows and let us show you how much you can get for your hard-earned dollar. We're located on South Lincoln Avenue across from the VA Medical Center. Just give me a call at 270-8808 or my direct line at 270-4292. Stratford Meadows is built with pride by Woodland Contractors.
PA 12861.
Dave Osland that night back at Cedar Crest High School, Orbold Stadium, just about ready for second half football. Cedar Crest leading at 26-0. And of course, just the start of our high school season here in Lebanon Broadcasting, as we will be able to bring you 12 games this year because of the Hershey Bears schedule. The first 5 games here on Soft Rock 100.1 WQIC. Week 2, we'll have Northern Lebanon at Lebanon. Week 3 on September 18th, Lebanon at Elko. Then September 25th, back here at Cedar Crest, they host Warwick. And then October 2nd, the big Section 3 game, Elko at Anvil Cleona this year on October 2nd. Those are our first 5 games, Phillies on WLBR, so strictly one game those nights.
That 5th game, Dave, is a big game. I heard one prognosticator pick all 3 Lebanon County teams to be 1, 2, 3 in Section 3 this year. Anvil number 1, Northern Lebanon 2, and Elko 3. So that's a big game with Anvil and Elko together because who knows, you can shuffle those 3 teams perhaps, and but a lot is expected from those 3 teams, and so it'll be interesting to see how the season plays out, of course, but we're going to have those 3 teams playing each other, and we'll be featuring them later on in the season.
Looking at the second half of the season as Cedar Crest comes back on the field here on the near side, Lebanon at the far side loosening up for the second half. The games that'll be on WLBR then, the second half of the year, October 9th, we have Cedar Crest on the road at Manheim Township, AM 1270 WLBR, a sister station, and October 16th, it'll be Elko at Northern Lebanon. Now, though both those nights, October 9th and the 16th, we can have a second game here on WQIC. We haven't yet decided which game to do. those particular nights, but there'll be doubleheaders October 9th and October 16th. Then the season winds down October 23rd, Anvil-Cleona at Northern Lebanon, and another one of those Section 3 games. That game on WLBR. October 30th, we go to the Mid-Penn, Milton Hershey at Palmyra on 1270. And the season ends on November 6th this year. And we'll have a game for you here on WLBR, as we've done the last couple of years. We're going to keep that game open until we get closer to the end of the season and bring you the most meaningful game, either a playoff spot or a winning record or something. We'll try to decide why it's the most attractive at that point. So that's our lineup for this year. 12 games in all. First 5 single nights here on WQIC through October 2nd.
Hopefully 12 regular season games.
Yes, of
hopefully
course.
we can get some postseason work in as well.
It will be a fun year. Hopefully no more lightning delays, thunderstorm delays as we had tonight. That's why at 9:30 we're only starting the second half.
Yeah, we'd be heading home about this time, or close to it, if we'd started on time.
Cedar Crest looking to maybe run the football. Well, they only 3 passes the first half, so I don't see how they'll really leave those play calls here in the second half, especially with a 26-0 lead.
See how Coach Janczyk adjusts to that running game. See what he did at halftime and make some adjustments perhaps to counter the good blocking that the offensive line for the Falcons has given their running backs and their quarterback.
And it will be Cedar Crest getting the football. Lebanon had won the toss at the beginning of the game, elected to receive, didn't do much with it. Their struggle started the very first series. That gave Cedar Crest a good field position at the 47, their own 47, but they made quick work of that one. A touchdown, as Len mentioned, Bellarmine 5-yard run to make it a 6-0 game, just 7:39 still to go in that first quarter. Right. So that was kind of one of the keys to the game. Cedar Crest getting an early lead and pounding away, and they did just that.
As I said a couple times, Bellarmine, of the 53 yards that that drive encompassed, Bellarmine had 51 of those yards. He just ran through the Cedars defense as if they were butter, a hot knife through butter. It was incredible.
Kobe Bolanos and Isaiah Trimble, the deep men. Bolanos far side, Trimble near side, standing at the 10. For Lebanon, I believe that's him.
Yes.
Oh, no,
it's
Robert Castillo, number 64. He goes with a short kick, takes a hop down to the 15-yard line. Bolanos has it there at the far side. Will try to bring it near side. Does turn the corner to 30, 35, 40, 45 midfield. Still on his feet. 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. Touchdown, Cedar Crest. No flags. Bolanos, like about an 85-yarder.
About 85 yards, and Isaiah Trimble with a great block, and you could even hear the crowd react to that block that sprung Bolanos for the touchdown.
We'll say an 85-yarder. He was lined up at the 10. It was a short kick. He did let it bounce. Scooped it up. Just 14 seconds in. Cedar Crest up 32-0. Here's a point after now by Cedar Crest. It's like Joshua Tefley, the kicker. Oops. Now they fake it. And the the holder will roll to the right side, go for the pylon, and he's in. 2-point conversion. It looked like it was a fake all the way. Isaiah Trimble, the holder, just put it down for a second, then scooped it up and ran it in. And just like that, 34-0 Falcons, as we're 14 seconds into our third quarter.
Well, that's a way to put some icing on the cake, I'd say, Dave, as the kickoff return, and gives that offensive line now a chance to give them a little rest, and now they can go out and play some defense, which they've been doing very well.
on that return. We'll keep it here, by the way. Bolanos got it about the far hash mark, and it looked like it was designed to be a return left.
Yes.
And he didn't give that up. A lot of times the returner, if the ball hits in the ground, he gives it up and just goes straight ahead. He stuck with the return left and had a crease. You said about that big block that got him open, and he had just enough speed to turn the corner. I thought they were going to have the angle.
Yeah, I thought so too. I didn't think it would go all the way, that's for sure.
But right about midfield, he made that corner.
And then he turned on the jets, and he was gone.
Bolanos is a speedy guy, a good defensive back, and a good return man, and he showed it there. Lebanon looking for anything positive. They'd like to get their first points of the season, as they'll get this kickoff now, down 34-0. The kick taken by Maldonado at his 18-yard line, and he'll come from the far side to the near side. He returns it right. Good coverage, though, by Cedar Crest. Will hold him to about a 15-yard return out to the 38-yard line. So Cedars go from there. First and 10.
And when you look at the stats tomorrow, Dave, those who will be reading the newspaper, they might see that offensive plays run. Lebanon is going to have a decided edge, it looks like, over Cedar Crest. But two big returns, a fumble return, 65 yards by Jake Kolbach, and then that kickoff return by Bolanos. That negates that offensive edge as far as plays run is concerned.
First and 10, Lebanon from the 39. They go with a wide receiver swing pass to Suarez. He does make a couple of men miss, but that's all, as they went with an empty backfield that time. Three receivers left, one near side. Swing to Suarez.
Got 1 yard on the play out to the 40.
Yeah, that was it.
And this hurry-up offense, no-huddle offense that we talked about earlier, Dave, it's slowed down considerably. It's still no huddle, but they're not moving very fast.
Ball the far hash, back to pass. Kissinger steps up in the pocket. Now throw in the middle, man wide open. That's Beckley, has it in midfield, 40, and he's pushed down ahead to about the 33-yard line. So good pocket presence that time by Kissinger to find Beckley wide open in the middle of the field, and he rumbles down to the 33-yard line.
Yeah, he was under duress, Dave, but he ducked under the pressure and then stepped up. Good play.
27. First and 10, back to pass again, but this time pressure for Kissinger, and he'll be... No, get the pass off again, just as he did in the first half. Just as he's going down, he throws it away, and there's a receiver in the area. So they'll rule it just simply as an incomplete pass. Second and 10, Lebanon, from the Cedar Crest 33.
Yeah, that was Alex Falcon once again, Dave, that was putting pressure on. He's been in the backfield, the Lebanon backfield, most of the night.
Cedar Crest leads at 34-0. 10:15 to go, third quarter. Lebanon driving, looking for their first points of the year as Kissinger's in the shotgun again. Single back behind him. Hillesheim, I believe, does get the handoff. No, Kissinger keeps it, throws it wide to the wide receiver out there. Just a short gain again, down to the 30.
Yeah, just a little bit of a gain that time, Dave. It's going to be third and long, but now when you're down 34-0, and they were in four down, this was four down territory for them earlier, and it certainly will be now with a 34-point deficit.
And Suarez-Torres, the last two receptions, 3rd and 9. Kissinger straight back to pass. Looks under pressure, steps up, and he's sacked. Sacked back at the 37.
And it's, that time Garrett DeBean, and with a great pressure and making the sack. And now I don't think that, it looks like they are going to go for it on fourth down. I guess when you're down 34-0, you might as well.
4th and 14 from the Cedar Crest 37. Two receivers either way. Ball in the far hash. Kissinger's shotgun. Back to pass. Looks, will throw a deep ball far sideline. Man has a step, but it's overthrown, incomplete, over Maldonado's head. That was Jonathan Maldonado, incomplete, and I think for the third time tonight on downs.
Right.
Lebanon turns it over. Cedar Crest stops him.
Jason Bowman was calling for the ball. He had his hand up, but he had actually streaked past the defender, but the pass was intended for someone else.
So I get the ball at the 38, their own 38 to the Falcons. They lead it 34-0. 9:22 to go, third quarter. Shotgun, Rhoda gives straight ahead. Bellarmine, huge hole again. Now near midfield, near a first down.
I think he's got the 10, Dave, or if he doesn't, it's just short. It looks like they're going to mark it just shy, so give him 9. Give him over 100 yards for the game.
Justin Bellarmine, 2 touchdowns as well on the night. See what Bellarmine is as far as his stats. He's a 6'1", 195-pound junior. Good night going for him. 2nd and 1. Falcons from their own 47. 9:15 to go, third quarter, 34-0 Falcons as they look for the 4th in a row here in the Cedar Bowl, 44th annual. Shotgun, Rhoda. Horn to his left, but they give it to the tailback, Bellarmine. He has a first down and more up the middle into Lebanon territory, down to the 47-yard line. 6 more for Bellarmine.
And again, Dave, he goes right through past the line of scrimmage, and he's not even touched until he's 4 or 5 yards downfield. He's just getting great blocking. Another first down for the Falcons. Again, not big runs, but consistently moving the ball.
It's 1st and 10. Give to Horn this time up the middle. First running room for Evan tonight, and he's grabbed and spun down as he gets to the 40-yard line. Gave him 7 on the play.
You're right, Dave. This is the first real opening that he's had. This, I think the defense, in a sense, has been keying on him, although they should be keying on Bellarmine, I think, a little more based on his performance. But Evan Horn is such a weapon, so you've got to always be aware of where he is on the field.
It's a shotgun for Rhoda. Give to Bellarmine. Big hole again on the right side. He has a first down as he lowers his head and plunges down to the 30-yard line of Lebanon. 10 more.
Well, that was Horn that was leading the way for him, and Evan didn't have to block anyone until he was about 15 yards downfield. Again, they're just clearing out the offensive line, just blowing those defenders out.
It will be 1st and 10 from the 30, Lebanon. Give to Horn off the right side, running room, lowers his head, has about 10 down to the 20-yard line. Near a first down.
And, of course, we know that there's some Division I schools that are looking at Evan Horn. Very versatile athlete, as we've mentioned. An injury timeout, Dave, it looks like for Lebanon.
Was enough for a first down. As I think it might have been the guy who came up and tried to, the safety who came up to tackle Evan. And Evan, good lean, forward lean, not really a shifty runner. He likes to finish. Yeah. And I think that's might have been what happened. Or maybe, hopefully.
You kind of see that in basketball, Dave. If you remember, the Falcons like to give Evan the ball in the last minute of a quarter, and he doesn't do anything fancy. Usually he just goes straight ahead to the basket. Sometimes he'll dish off. Sometimes he'll go for that layup or the runner in the lane. But like I said, nothing fancy. He just plows straight ahead.
Cedar player, not sure about that number. But
we don't have a 28, and that was the number on the field.
Goes off on his own power. It'll be 1st and 10, Cedar Crest from 11 and 20. Falcons already up 34-0. 7:42 to go here in this third quarter. And it will be 1st and 10, ball in the far hash for the Falcons. Stevie Rhoda has been the quarterback throughout. He's in the shotgun. Bellarmine behind him. Horn to his left. Rhoda will roll left to pass. One of the few passes to the end zone. Has a man open. Touchdown.
That for is it 81?
No, I don't.
No, 21.
Trimble. Isaiah Trimble.
Isaiah Trimble.
So just the fourth attempt of the night. Good for 20-yard touchdown. Isaiah Trimble, the wide receiver. Kind of went down and out and right in the corner. That was put in there nicely by Rhoda.
Yes, it was.
20-yard pass.
Rhoda's first touchdown pass of the season.
Point after by Peppley is up and good. 7:25 to go in the third quarter. Cedar Crest 41, 11-0. Back with a kick in a moment. This is high school football on WQIC.
Hi, this is Jeff from the Lebanon Federal Credit Union. One of America's great innovators once said, "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right." As our high school students start a new year, the Lebanon Federal Credit Union would like to wish you success. Commitment and hard work is what it takes to be successful. While others may come and go, we're still going strong after 46 years in Lebanon County. The Lebanon Federal Credit Union. Local, loyal, Lebanon. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Dave Oz and Len Knighton back at Cedar Crest High School. All Falcons tonight. They lead it now 41-0 with 7:25 to go in our third quarter. 20-yard touchdown pass. Stevie Rhoda to Isaiah Trimble. Nice drive.
Yeah, 62 yards on the drive, Dave. 6 plays, 62 yards, and nearly 2 minutes off the clock at 1:57.
Will be deep for Lebanon. Jonathan Maldonado once again. Short kick, though. Maldonado will let it bounce and scoop it up at the 20. Goes straight up that far sideline. Across the 30 and will be spun down as he gets to the 33-yard line. Jonathan Maldonado, the 5'8", 140-pound senior wide receiver. Lebanon football at the 33-yard line as they move the ball at times, but just haven't been able to.
That's right.
Finish. As it looks like Cedar Crest might have some second guys in there defensively.
I think with 41-0 lead, a chance to give some underclassmen a chance to play.
Kissinger still in there, gives the handoff off to the running back Hillesheim, and he makes 2-3 guys miss before he runs out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Gain of 8 on the play.
He had some nice runs in the first half.
But it is a mercy rule in effect now, and they wind the clock even though he went out of bounds. So the gain of 8 for Hillesheim. It'll be 2nd and 2. Lebanon from their own 41. Got 35 or better in the second half, and the mercy rule, they stop the clock, or they wind it quicker after first downs and things like that. Give ahead that time. Hillesheim again, and he has a first down out to the 46, gain of 5.
And notice that the Cedars are not rushing to the ball with it trailing by 41. They're just staying with their game plan, so to speak, and trying to establish run and some passing.
Kissinger back to pass. He's under pressure. Will try to run it up the gut. He does squirt through, but after all that effort, he gains just a yard out to the 47.
Well, it was Mikael Eckhart that really made a nice move, Dave, as he kind of reached out to Kissinger and grabbed him by the shirt. Now Kissinger was able to get away, but he was not able to do anything. And it was again Eckhart, I think, that made the initial hit.
Kissinger back, straight back from the near hash. Will look deep down the sideline. Well defensed this time and knocked away by the secondary of Cedar Crest. Incomplete.
And number 23 for Brandon Showers with a nice defensive play.
It looked like maybe he got man out of step.
Yep.
I think that was Otero. But a good recovery by the secondary. It'll be 3rd and 9 Lebanon. Again, they wind the clock even after an incompletion. 5 minutes to go in our third quarter. Lebanon trailing 41-0. And you may recall they lost, what was that, 67-0?
66 or 67.
Yeah, something like that 4 years ago, I believe it was. Here's the middle screen. It's worked well, and it completes to Suarez Torres. And he gains good yardage before he's smacked out of bounds down at the 39, but it will be a first down.
Right, he got about 15 on the play, and that was a nice play. There was no blocking there, but he had some openings, had an opening there to pick up the first down. By the way, Dave, Tanner Miller is warming up in front of us, and I suspect that he'll be coming in at quarterback for the Falcons.
Shotgun, Kissinger, 1st and 10, and they'll give it off to Hillesheim, and tries to take it wide. Does run through a couple of arm tackles, 35-30, and runs out of bounds down about the 26. And here's a late flag. I think it might have been a late hit on Cedar Crest. It will be a first down for Hillesheim on that sweep to the left side. It was designed off tackle, but he took it wide. Knocked out of bounds at the 26. It'll be a gain of 13. I think there's a late hit as well.
This has been a relatively penalty-free game, but that's been very refreshing.
Indeed, it is a late hit, personal foul, half the distance down to the 13-yard line. Lebanon had a 1st and goal at the 2 late in the half and couldn't convert. Right. Now they have a 1st and 10 at the Cedar Crest 13.
Just a third penalty on Cedar Crest. Third accepted penalty.
Shotgun, ball to far hash. Give up the middle to Hillesheim. This time good defense will knock him down after a very short gain at best. And they say 1 on the play to the 12. The 2nd and 9 for the Cedars at the Cedar Crest 12-yard line. Still on that far hash with the football. Still Hillesheim behind. Kissinger is back to pass, and again he's hit from the backside, the blind side, just as he throws, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, putting the pressure on that time, Dave, from the blind side, Dylan Schellenhammer, as he came in untouched, and like you said, Dave, from the blind side, and Kissinger got hammered just as he got rid of the ball.
30. Make it 3rd and 9 from the 12 of Cedar Crest. Lebanon football, but down 41-0. Clock ticking, 2:45 to go in the 3rd. Kissinger, shotgun, rolls this way to pass to the wide side, looks to the end zone, throws there. It's through the fingertips of Otero down at the 3 and incomplete. Will be 4th and 9.
Yeah, he wouldn't have gotten the touchdown, Dave, but I think if he catches it, he's got a first down and goal.
Instead, it's 4th and 9 for the Cedars from the Cedar Crest 12-yard line.
3 times tonight, Dave, Lebanon has had some decent drives, and they've ended with them turning the ball over on downs, and this could be the 4th time if they can't pick up a first down or a touchdown here.
Shotgun rolling the near side now, the short side. Kissinger throws back to the end zone, overthrown, incomplete. And again, for the 4th time on downs, the Cedars turn it back to Cedar Crest. With 1:56 to go in our 3rd quarter, Cedar Crest 1st and 10 from their 12, and anticipate some new guys in there, so we'll do our best to tell you.
I think it's Tanner Miller will be the quarterback, Dave, although
at least the skill guys.
I'm looking for his number. It would be 17. Well, now I see an 11 going out there. That's Grant Newman. And a 12, Logan Horn, who's a freshman, and he's a quarterback.
That's Horn, a younger brother of Evan.
Right.
Yeah, it is Logan Horn, the freshman, and a quarterback. He will give it straight ahead to the new tailback that's in there. Who'd you say that was, 24, is that? Alonzo Apple, I believe.
Right, Apple, they've been looking.
Yes, Alonzo Apple.
Yeah, and they are expecting good things from him.
Yeah, familiar name. I don't know if he's part of the Apple family. A lot of Apples went to Lebanon High through the years. 4-yard gain for Apple. It'll be 2nd and 6. Give again to Apple up the middle. Gets it out to the 20-yard line. 4 more. It'll be 3rd and 2 as we're down to inside a minute. 50 seconds to go here in our third quarter. Again, the mercy rule in effect with Cedar Crest up 41-0.
Since a lot of apples went to Lebanon, Dave, I hope they're not thinking of Alonzo. The family's thinking of Alonzo as a rotten apple since he's with Cedar Crest.
Well, you can't stay in town. Sometimes
right.
You got to move along. Here's a keeper by Horn, and he has the first down before he's tripped up. Out at the 32-yard line, so a gain of 12 on the play for
Logan
Horn. And that should end the quarter. And things out here. As again, mercy rule, 9 o'clock, and the third quarter comes to a close, I believe. They do snap break the huddle quickly, but they won't get the play off.
Yeah, their coaches are telling them don't snap, and that's it. Yeah.
We're through 3 quarters of 44th Annual Cedar Bowl. It's Cedar Crest 41, Lebanon nothing. Back with a fourth quarter in a minute. This is high school football on WQIC.
So the cold you've had for 6 weeks hasn't gotten any better? Can't sleep at night because you're all stuffy, and your family physician has recommended you see a specialist for your sinus and allergy problems? Melnick, Moffitt, and Maceros, ENT Associates, have been helping people in the Lebanon Valley with their sinus and allergy problems for 20 years. Let them help you. Melnick, Moffitt, and Maceros, ENT Associates, 927 Russell Drive, Lebanon. Call 274-9775.
Here we go. 4th and 12 from the 15-yard line. 5 seconds left. Mike's Pharmacy down 14-10. The quarterback drops back, fakes to the right, throws to the left. Touchdown! Touchdown! Mike's Pharmacy wins it!
Mike's Pharmacy always comes through in a pinch with professional prescription services. A member of the Medicine Shop family, most insurance cards accepted, free local delivery too. Visit Mike's Pharmacy at 211 West Washington Avenue, Myerstown, behind Fulton Bank.
Your family has a friend at Mike's.
Dave Eisenhower, Len Knighton, back at Cedar Crest. Ready to start the fourth quarter of the 44th Annual Cedar Bowl. Cedar Crest put up more points there in that quarter, 15 of them. The 85-yard run on the kickoff to open the quarter by Kobe Bolanos went for a 2-point try. I think 2 extra point. Trimble ran it in, and then a point after touchdown after a 20-yard pass. Trimble from Rhoda. And now Lebanon's forced to call a timeout as we open up the fourth quarter. Because I think they're putting in some of their second guys as well, and they didn't like their defense. They might not have had enough guys. It might have been only had 10, so Lebanon called a timeout.
Interesting. 3 seconds ran off the clock. That's that mercy rule, Dave. That we hadn't even put the ball in play, really, and they took 3 seconds off.
41-0. Again, we'll have Lebanon for you again next week. They'll be at home, and they think all the new scoreboard will be up. New sound system as well, as they host Northern Lebanon, looking to rebound from another Cedar Bowl loss.
And Northern Lebanon, of course, was playoff bound last year and section champions, and so they are hoping for a repeat and hoping that last year was just the catalyst of another good season, another big season at Fredericksburg.
Yeah, 3 years ago, Cedar Crest won 67-0 in this one. Here's a give to, looks like Apple again, out to the 35. 3 more. 2nd and 7 for Cedar Crest from their own 35-yard line. If they continue this, they can probably run most of the quarter if they
with the mercy rule,
3 yards at a time.
3 yards, right.
They're at their own 35. We wouldn't mind that so much with an hour delay in the game because of lightning and thunderstorm in the warm-ups. Here's a give off the left side. Looks like somebody knew the ball came loose, though. Fumble, and I think it might have gone out of bounds before they could get it. Yes, it does. And they get an advantage on that out to the 41. Catch who that runner was.
No, it is a first down. It is a fumble recovery, Dave.
Okay, they're saying he must have got on it and maybe slid out of bounds before, or secured it before. So a fumble. Not sure who the ball carrier was, but a fumble, just the first fumble of the night.
Right.
First
turnover
for Cedar Crest tonight. We'll give Lebanon the football. Let's see if they make any changes offensively.
Well, it's Julian M. is the quarterback, Dave.
Kissinger is going.
Yes, I think that is Julian M. will be the quarterback.
No, it looks like
17.
Yeah, 17. You're right. Julian M., the junior, is a quarterback. He'll run it, try to go wide with a run. Now he'll pass it at the last second, and it's nearly intercepted by Cedar Crest. Incomplete. Will be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Adam Lohr jumped that route, Dave, and nearly picked it off.
Ball's at the Cedar Crest 41, by the way. And that's the score, 41-0 Cedar Crest with 9:55 to go. Julian M. Swing pass to the running back. Good catch in stride.
Jonathan Butler, Rocco.
Butler or Rocho, I guess. So we'll call him. Swing pass down to the 33-yard line. So a gain of 8 on the play. Make it 3rd and 2 for Lebanon from the Cedar Crest 33. Quarterback back, give up the middle to Rocho. Good running roam. First down and more. Looks like a go. 10-5 touchdown. Lebanon gets on the board. Jonathan Butler, Rocho.
33-yard run. Nicely done. So they get their first points of the season to the Cedars. With Jonathan Butler Rocha with a 33-yard touchdown run. Just 9 minutes, 9 seconds left in the game.
Again, both teams playing their second teamers. There's a point after by Zachary Keffer, or no, excuse
Hector Cortez Cruz.
Yeah, Cortez Cruz, and it's up.
Oh, good.
It will be good. Point after makes it Cedar Crest 41, Lebanon 7. Back with a kick in a moment. This is high school football on WQIC.
Cornwall Lebanon School District is proud to have graduated almost 16,000 students since 1966. As we begin our 50th year of excellence in education, our commitment to empower students to reach their individual potential continues. Come celebrate our 50th anniversary at the kickoff event at the Cedar Bowl game, September 4th at Cedar Crest High School. Good luck to all Falcon athletes and best wishes for a successful school year to the students in all Lebanon County schools from everyone in the Cornwall Lebanon School District.
Soft Rock 100.1 WQIC Lebanon.
Okay, Jason Bowman was a touchdown maker, by the way, as we get the corrected name there. So we'll give the credit where it goes. Jason Bowman.
Oh, okay.
The touchdown for Lebanon. 33-yard run.
Thank you. 59 yards, or 41 yards, in 3 plays.
It'll be Cedar Crest getting the football. They lead 41-7 with 9:09 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Castillo kind of reminds me of Lou Groza, big man and place kicker years and years ago.
There'll be a short kick taken on one hop by Apple, I believe. He'll take it up the hash mark, has some room to the 40 before he's dragged down. There is a penalty flag right where the wedges meet at about the 27-yard line.
Holding against Cedar Crest. That was Alonzo Apple, Dave.
It will be a hold, so negate his about 30-yard return out to the 42, and he'll go back to about the 17
or 18-yard line.
Knocking the back on Cedar Crest. Falcons up 41-7 now. Just 9:01 to go.
Looks like to about the 17, you're right.
Cedar Crest Moved the football there with our second guys in there, but then a fumble gave Lebanon the football and a chance to go on the scoreboard. So Cedar Crest will start 1st and 10 from their 17.
And now, Dave, I believe it's going to be Tanner Miller will be the quarterback. Number 17.
Okay, 17 now. Tanner Miller. Apple still the running back, gets the handoff up the middle, and he'll be spun down after a short gain.
Miller is a 5'10 sophomore.
A gain of 1 out to the 18 for Cedar Crest, 2nd and 9 from their own 18. Ball in the middle of the field. Tanner Miller, shotgun, high snap, but he gets the handoff to a new running back in there. That's Victor Ramos. And he gains a couple.
Yeah, he was actually hitting the backfield, Dave. A good effort to get a couple of yards.
Well, we'll call it the 22. 3rd and 5. Their own 22 for the Falcons. They run out the clock with 7:50 to go, up 41-7. Tanner Miller, shotgun. See if he throws the ball. No, he mishandles it and grabs it and try to sweep this way for the first down. He'll get knocked out of bounds out near the first down, about the 26 or so. I think it might be a tick short there.
I think he is a little bit short, Dave. Right, they're going to mark him just a little shy.
On the pretty side,
right, I'm watching
right
him.
at the line.
Yep, he's pointing ahead as if, yes, he made the first down. He must have just barely gotten it.
Yeah, good effort by Miller. It looked like he juggled the ball and it was going to be swarmed under immediately, but he used his speed to get outside. 41-7. Cedar Crest lead and ball, 7 minutes even to go. 1st and 10 Falcons from their own 27. Miller, give up the middle again.
I think that might have been Nate Trovinger. I'm not sure. I thought it was 26, but
32, I believe.
Okay, boy, it's close there. Victor Ramos again.
Make it a 1-yard gain. Out to the 28. 2nd and 9 for Cedar Crest.
And the Falcons taking their time. Play clock is, they're still okay.
Give off the right side to Ramos again. Gets to the 29, one more. Will be 3rd and 8 for the Falcons. 6 minutes to go.
We'll see if they put it in the air. They had a 3rd down earlier and kept it on the ground with Tanner Miller making the first down. As he goes over to the sideline, now comes back into the huddle after getting a play. See, the back judge is wiping his brow. It's very humid tonight.
Shotgun for Miller. Back to Pat. No, he will hand it off to Ramos. Can he get the first down again? Very close again. Just like last time. Now a flag, though. A penalty flag came in from the side judge, the line judge. And there will be a hold on Cedar Crest. I think he was short of the first down.
I think he was too, Dave. And I would think that if he was short, they'd punt it. That they wouldn't try to kind of run it up, so to speak. But we'll see what
Forward progress was out to the 34.
Yeah, they're going to decline them.
Holding.
Looks like they declined the penalty.
Yeah.
They are, yes.
4th and 2. Cedar Crest from their own 34, about the 35, just inside the 35.
And now Cedar Crest is going to call a timeout.
Yeah, Cedar Crest thought the guy gained more than that. That's what they're pointing to.
I think
they
so.
The guy got it over the line.
I thought he was over the 35, yes.
But nonetheless, Cedar Crest calls timeout. Falcons up 41-7, 4:28 to go. We'll take a timeout, too. This is high school football on WQIC.
Real relationships are built on shared dreams. That's why Good Samaritan picked WellSpan Health as our new partner. We both believe that your goals should be ours. Together, we're building a health system where you are the focus of an individualized care plan. Because a real relationship with your doctor means more than achieving health goals. It gives you the strength to achieve life goals. Meet WellSpan at welllebanon.org.
Dave Eisenhower, Len Knighton at Earl Bolt Stadium at Cedar Crest. The Falcons on their way to the fourth straight Cedar Bowl victory. A big one, 41-7 they lead it. 4:25 to go. It looks like they will punt the football with the Falcons 4th and 2 from their own 35-yard line. Not sure who that punter is. It had been the quarterback earlier. It's a short punt.
That's Roland, I believe.
Far side. Good roll down to the 38-yard line. So Lebanon, one more opportunity to try to get a score.
No, it wasn't Roland. Instead of 80, it was 86.
So it will be...
And that's Brody Dunlap.
Coming to football, 33-yard touchdown run by Bowman last time out. 38-yard line, their own. And mercy rule in effect, so they wind the clock with 4 minutes to go.
Just the second punt of the game by Cedar Crest.
41-7.
Actually, Lebanon has only punted it once, but turned the ball over 4 times on downs, two turnovers. And
now Lebanon calls a timeout. Again, I think personnel problem there. So with 3:55 to go, it's Cedar Crest 41, Lebanon 7. We'll take a break as well. This is high school football on WQIC.
Hi, this is Nancy Smeltzer with RE/MAX of Lebanon County, representing Woodland Contractors, inviting you to visit Stratford Meadows. Located in the Cedar Crest School District, Stratford Meadows is near South Hills Park, Rails to Trails, shopping, banking, and more. Stratford Meadows on South Lincoln Avenue across from the VA Medical Center. Call 270-8808 or my direct line at 270-4292 for more information.
PA 12861.
Dave Eisenhower, Len Knighton at Cedar Crest. Falcons lead it 41-7. 3:55 to go. Will be Lebanon football, 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line. Again, mentioned Cedar Crest coming up. Northern Lebanon and Lebanon are a game next week, and then we do have Cedar Crest for you in 3 weeks.
Week 4, I believe.
Week 4, Warwick here at Cedar Crest. Start of Section 1 play. Give off the left side. Good effort.
Luke Foreman, Dave, with the carry. Oh, I'm sorry. No,
I think that's Bowman.
Bowman again. Yes, I'm sorry.
It's Bowman. So Bowman up the middle. Gain maybe 2 after the 40. It'll be 2nd and 8 for the Cedars. Here's a sweep run by the quarterback. Now he passes at the last second before he goes over the line of scrimmage. That's Julian Him, the junior quarterback, in there right now. And it will be 3rd and 8.
And of course, the mercy roll now as we tick under 3 minutes. 26-0 at halftime. It was the Cedar Crest lead, and they started off with a kickoff return. Bolanos with an 85-yard kickoff return. And as I said, at that time, kind of the icing on the cake, you might say. They got one more touchdown, making it 41-0. That's when the mercy rule started, and we've been there for really most of this half.
There's 3rd and 8, Lebanon. Him back to pass. Was the out pattern. Nice catch down at the 45. First down for the Cedars. Down to the 43-yard line.
That's our 28 that we don't have a name for.
Nonetheless, nice gain. 17 or 18 down to the 42 of Cedar Crest. Back to pass, a swing pass, and it's overthrown, and this time they do rule it was a forward pass.
Pretty close.
Very early in the game, Lebanon had a swing pass that was a backward pass. Actually, the second score of the game.
That's right.
Cedar Crest came on a 65-yard fumble return when only Cedar Crest defense seemed to realize that it was a live ball, lateral, and Jake Kalbach, the linebacker, picked it up, ran it in, and that gave them a 12-0 lead, and they never looked back. That was still 4:58 to go in the first quarter. 1:30 to go. Give up the middle. Running back Bowman. Gets it back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a half yard. That's it. It'll be a 3rd and 10 for Lebanon. 1:05 to go. Closing out this Cedar Bowl. 4 wins in a row for the Falcons. Back to pass under pressure. Wide receiver screen. Overthrown. Incomplete. And it'll be 4th and 10. Guess they can get one more playoff here. 4th and 10.
Clock keeps running on the incompletion with the mercy rule.
4th and 10, Lebanon.
I think we were expecting a little more competitive game tonight, but certainly Cedar Crest really came out to play.
Rolling, him to pass. You got to throw it away or throw it downfield. He does, just through the receiver's hands, incomplete, and then nearly intercepted.
Yeah, it was Austin Garrison that nearly had the chance to pick it off.
And the ball goes over on downs to Cedar Crest.
I actually should say he did have the chance to pick it off, but
so technically that's what, 5 times on
5 times on downs, right? That's right. 5 times on downs.
Now Cedar Crest really doesn't have to run a play.
No, because they'll still start the clock up. I do believe.
So 41-7. 18 seconds on the clock. Well, maybe they do have to run a play. Let's see. Nonetheless, a very fast-moving second half compared to our first half. When it wasn't too bad though. The first half took about an hour, a little over an hour.
Well, this one's about 50 minutes, Dave. So it's not. This wasn't
that fast.
It was. Didn't.
Okay, they do have to run a play, and what they'll do is run a kneel down. They do just that. They give the honors to someone different there.
Right.
Not that it matters so much. John Simpson, senior quarterback, takes a kneel down, and it's celebration time for the Cedar Crest Falcons as the 44th annual Cedar Bowl goes to the host Falcons as they beat Lebanon 41-7 for their 4th win in a row in this series. Cedar Crest off to a 1-0 start. Lebanon starts 0-1 again this year. Glenn and I will wrap up the scoring and the night. Talk about next week's game as well after a final timeout. This is high school football on WQIC.
Hi, this is Jeff from the Lebanon Federal Credit Union. One of America's great innovators once said, "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right." As our high school students start a new year, the Lebanon Federal Credit Union would like to wish you success. Commitment and hard work is what it takes to be successful. While others may come and go, we're still going strong after 46 years in Lebanon County. The Lebanon Federal Credit Union.